The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Welcome, everybody, to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. With me today is Nick.
Yeah, hi. Hello.
And also Suris.
We have burgers now.
That we do, yeah, in case you're hungry.
What?
Enjoy. You know,
I like how Nick is just like, what do you say? Oh, right. Visuals.
you know what's funny is being able to hear Nick in the next room while I'm recording, I notice how delayed he is.
Well, yeah. I've noticed how delayed you are, so stop focusing on me and just focus on the stream. Because I hear you pause. I feel like you're listening to me and then responding.
Okay, I'm gonna put the other earbud in.
You mean like that right there? like that pause right there? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's no wonder we always end up accidentally interrupting each other then in that case. Like, we never know when the other one's done.
that's the internet. No, I know. That's the internet for you, though.
In 2023, Jesus Christ, Elon.
Why do we have boom mics?
Because we originally had little mics on the table, but then every time we get like a guest star in, they're not mic'd up, so I figured boom mics would
Let me. Why do we have visual mics at all?
What do you mean visual mics?
I mean, does it matter to the audience?
Made like 2 years ago.
It's because it's cute.
For fun.
That's why it's cute. Why have anything?
Could just be round table.
Why even exist? You know.
So,
How you doing, Nick?
I'm tired.
So,
Yeah,
anyways,
you're always tired.
Apparently, I'm only in someone's left ear, so let's see if I can change this to mono. How do I change it to mono?
Wait, you didn't have this part before the stream?
Shit happens, sir. Shit happens.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
I'm
worry about
using
it.
a
Fair
brand
enough.
new
You
mic
just gotta
I've
set up a new
never
house.
used before, so I don't know how to. It's not something I've ever been prepared for.
Maybe we'll get another comment just getting really like, this should have never happened to begin with.
There
Pup
we
should
go.
be fired. Hope someone was fired for that blunder.
I fixed it. That
Fucking
should do it.
weirdos. We don't like you guys, just so you know. We don't like you little angry weirdos. We all make fun of you when the show's over. That's a real thing all YouTubers do.
That is
by
true.
the way.
When people get uppity about
We-
just things that are part of the life of a streamer, we all make fun of you. All of us. We get around the table.
We
Yeah,
We
don't-
talk sass about you.
Yeah,
we
we're
talk
all
sass about
human
your
beings.
Mother. We talk sass about your family. We talk sass about your job. We absolutely.
You look weird in those jeans.
We demolish you. We absolutely. We
Why
literally
did
put your face on a beer mug and drink.
Your
out of it.
fashion sense is 2000 and late. You know what I mean?
You need to change.
I'm just trying to
fuck's sake.
figure out why. I'm just trying to figure out why the commenters used to make this in the toilet.
And the same goes for those little weirdos
what
as
I'm
well
trying
that
to
will
figure
like
out.
make jabs at one member of the podcast as if the rest of us are going to be on your side. We're not.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
love the ones that say like, "Oh, I'm so happy Cyrus isn't here."
Yeah, no, Cirrus is our
Oh,
friend.
poor
so,
Tom.
like
Poor
all
Tom.
you're doing is alienating the rest of us as well. So like, yeah.
Let's just look at Tom. Like, I'm fully aware. You don't need to remind me.
I fucking hate you, Tom Topics. I want to make
Okay,
that
but see,
clear.
for Tom Topic specifically, we make all the comments.
Dalek, joke's on you, Nick. I'm not wearing anything.
Yeah, well then we're making fun of your dick in that case as well. Yeah.
Oh, for God's sakes. All right. So, like, jokes aside, you might notice Gilly and Wayne are not here, which is very unfortunate. We did thankfully get to spend time with both of them this past week because the three of us were at PAX East, and I thought we had a pretty great time. And I think we'll go into greater detail hopefully next week when we have the both of them here, so we can all kind of share experiences and make Wayne just sit through it like the cuck he is.
Yeah, Wayne will sit
So
through
I think it'd be a fun time.
just like listening to all the good times we had while he didn't get to take part in any of it. But
We
so
did get to see him for one of the days on our journey though, which was wonderful.
I want to just quickly extend a thank you to Gilly for this fresh new microphone. Gilly has always said that my audio sucks, but what I appreciate about him is he actually gives me the means to do something about it, you know? So, thank you, Gilly.
Yeah, Gilly will always tell you as it is, but he's also the first to like step up and be the homeboy.
Yeah, hell
We
yeah,
love you, Gilly.
We love Gilly.
Yeah.
Big up Gilly.
But outside of our PAX adventures, though, it was a really bad time for us not to be available for the show. We did try. Some of you might have noticed. We did horrifically fail at just recording. Like, we couldn't even record properly, right?
The hotel
Like, that
blocked
failed.
Yeah.
Discord. Like the hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about? Why?
Some hotels,
Why would you?
some hotels just block programs like that. It's insane. I don't
It's
know.
stupid.
It is stupid.
But on the Friday, which would have been a great time for us to chat, they dropped a lot of Sonic news. But thankfully, since Friday, we've had even more interesting news from the announcement of Origins and the drop of the DLC, which we're going to get into. Pup's been playing. I mean, both of you been playing a lot of the New Frontiers DLC. We have Origins Plus to get into, and we have some more news about the development of Origins Plus. And I guess they're teasing some shit on there. So there's a lot to talk about today. A lot to pick apart. What do you guys want to start with?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I've got it down in our group doc, which I had a second ago,
What's
and then it
called,
disappeared
Sirs?
randomly.
What is the name of the
There
group
we go.
doc?
The group it's called groupdoc.exe. Of
No,
course.
what is the group doc called? I want you to refer to it as its name.
Say its name.
Yes.
Fine. It's the piss. It's
There
in
we
the
go.
piss.
I noticed you got rid of
Is this,
the subtitle.
how you talk with your lovers?
I noticed you got rid
What
of the
was that,
subtitle
Nick?
as well. It used to be called The Piss 3 Revenge of the Shit. What happened? Is this a reboot or something? Have you rebooted The Piss without me knowing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Well,
Anyways, I think the first thing we probably need to talk about is that Sonic Frontiers DLC. There's everything else is going to be a lot of speculation, but the Frontiers DLC is something that like we have in our hands right now. We've had a chance to mess around with it. We've had a chance to play a bunch of shit in it.
my hands.
We can talk brass tacks about it in full since we've sat down and played it extensively now.
That's
I think
good.
it's probably where we
I
need to
was
start.
going to try and download it now on the final back of my computer. What happened to Steam? Why is it suck dick now? What is happening?
I don't know actually. I haven't noticed any issues with Steam on my own end.
It just
Yeah, I haven't
updated,
noticed
and now soon
anything.
these drop down menus I cannot change. It is trash. What is happening?
Sucks to
Yeah, I have
suck.
no idea in that case.
Wouldn't know.
But for the for the Sonic Frontiers DLC, we have. I'm going to be honest. The biggest two things on here are the jukebox and the combat challenges.
There's a lot more than I bargained
And
for.
I'm going to.
I was writing down the notes
Yeah.
for my video on this last night, and I was like, there is a lot more than I had anticipated, and a lot more than was initially advertised, which is a good thing because I always expect less from Sega.
Oh yeah. There's a. I have some complaints about the combat challenges, but I have no complaints about the jukebox. I thought the jukebox was just going to be here's a couple of tracks from past Sonic games you can play over your overworld adventures. But no, they decided to actually go like, hey, you know how there's not a whole lot to do on Rhea Island? Now there's collectibles on Rhea Island.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can collect
Rhea
the
Island
music.
has been completely like, it's revolutionary for Rhea
It's
Island.
changed how you approach that island a lot, which I'm happy about because this means that we might see more stuff get populated into Rhea as things go on. So even if Rhea doesn't, expand into a place we do a lot of stuff in the story, we're still going to have a reason to go around and do the collectathon thing there. Because at the end of the day, like Frontiers is a collectathon. That's what it is. It's an old school collectathon with a new school coat of paint. And the jukebox challenges are programmed in such a way that if you have that mentality of running around and trying to collect all the fun things you can and then getting to use them immediately, this gives you that. And the jukebox is actually tailored to the islands you're on. So if you're on, say, Ares Island, you get more deserty themes than you would on the other islands, which I think is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
I gotta say, isn't it the great thing about video games where they give us a jukebox, and then they're like, oh, but we're gonna make it. There's extra work for it. You actually have to go track down
But that's
the notes
really
instead of just giving you a
good,
jukebox.
though.
And suddenly I'm like, fuck yeah! Did you let me finish a fucking sentence? I was like, that's just really good. That's what he said.
Something that was really sweet was also on Rhea Island, there was one of those lookout towers that you could climb up. but you couldn't climb up that one. It didn't have the spring necessary to put you on the climby wall, I guess. It now has that, and there's a music note atop it. That's awesome. There's that bit where there's the water.
Yeah, they've actually been expanding, which is great.
There's that bit where there's the water on the map, and the water did dick all but look cool before. Now, you actually have to navigate a little bit of platforming to find a music note. It's awesome. Like, and yeah, I think the music choices were really, really good, but not only that. I think you're going to hear this a lot when I talk about this DLC. It's evidence that a little can go a really long way, because, like, playing through these stages with more energetic Sonic music, it changes the experience quite a bit. Like, one of my favorite things to do is run through Ares Island with Sand Oasis playing, and, like, I feel more compelled to do the upper platforming paths, you know, like the ones that have more spectacle than when you're just running on the ground, because the music compels me. Like, yeah, it's a game changer, honestly, and yeah, I love the new jukebox mode. It's much more than I'd bargained for from that feature, and it goes a long way. Not to mention, like, because of the nature of Sonic Frontiers, you revisit the same places a lot. You're revisiting the same 5 islands, so you're gonna be hearing a lot of that same 5 music tracks that's on there. So I think a jukebox mode was a really smart choice for this game.
I'm going to be honest. Just running around Ares Island with "Let the Speed Mend It," it's a whole ass vibe, and I'm here for it. I am 100% here for it. It feels so weird because, like, okay, so there was a thing that you had noted earlier, Pup, and I didn't really get it when you had said that, like, every day you'll just, like, boot up Sonic Frontiers to just run around and dick around a little bit.
Yeah.
And those are the main things that you would do, and I was just like, I don't really get it. Like, the story was fun. I'm on my second playthrough of the game right now. I'm enjoying it. But just kind of running around the world and just kind of just launching myself off platforms for the shit of it, I don't really get it. The jukebox mode has made me get it. I understand now.
I mean, it's also
I understand
worth noting
completely now.
that mods did play a role in that as well. Like, playing with, like, a momentum mod and stuff. Like, there's much more you can fling around from with one of those things switched on. So it's like, mods do play a role, but even then, I still, you know, I do like the way Sonic feels in this game anyways.
The next thing, though, I mean, there's two other things that came in this. I said there's 2 main things, but there's one little one that, if you're the type of person that this is for, you'll get it more. We'll talk about that in a second. That's the photo mode. But the next major thing was the combat challenges that were added to this game. And for those who haven't tried it yet, basically you sit down and you run through every single enemy and mini boss that exists on any given island, and you're given a rank based on how fast you complete them. And then at the end, you have to fight the actual boss of the island. It's interesting. I like it conceptually. There's a couple of issues I have with it, though. My main issue is that they make you walk in with the stats that you have on your main account. Yes. So if you have maxed out stats, you can blitz through the entire thing. If you don't have maxed out stats, then it's not really balanced for any particular setup. It's not balanced so that the more,
if, like, the criteria shifted with your stats, or if they just gave you, like, a specific level stats tailored for this experience, like, because the problem is, like,
I think that's the one I would want.
If you're like me, I don't really level Sonic up very much, because I like having the time to chain different combos together when in battle. I don't like it where I throw a punch and the fight's over. No, I want to do things like, you know, the big swing loop kick and all that stuff, like, and I want to do lots of them, so I generally keep Sonic on pretty low settings. But then going into the combat challenges, that makes it very difficult. And, like, to be clear, I think you have to be pretty much perfect at these combat challenges in order to get that S rank. I don't know if I'm mistaken there, but again,
for some of them you do.
I'm only playing on fairly low stats, and, like, I went into, like, the Ares Island one, and they ain't kidding. Like, it's a toughie.
And there are some fights in this game that are made easier. Like, they're made less of a headache by having more stats. The shark in the sand fight, the fight with Strider, those are fights that are made easier and less, like, they're less painful to go through if you have the stats to skip phase 2 of those fights. And so it's like you end up wanting the stats so that you can skip the fights that are very, very headache inducing because they've been programmed poorly, but then you end up having the stats that make you blitz through the fights that are more fun that you'd rather be able to spend a little more time on. It's weird. I think just having, like, the combat challenges, I would enjoy more if they just had a base set of stats that you walked in with, because other games do similarly. Like Resident Evil 4 original and the remake, there's a shooting gallery thing that just gives you a base set of inventory that you go in to do the shooting gallery, so you can't just walk in with your best weapons and blitz it. Most other games, when they give you some type of mini game like this to complete that has a time challenge, they give you a base set of stats or a base set of inventory or something that will smooth the curve, that, like, okay, this is programmed to be done with these sets of stats, these sets of items. I'm happy it's here. I don't hate it, and watching Wayne S rank every single one of these at his house was a bit of a treat because he's got maxed out Sonic.
Yeah.
But I personally would have preferred if this was made with, like I said, a smooth set of stats that are based entirely on how they wanted these combat challenges to be balanced around Sonic, as opposed to you being able to blitz them or handicap yourself against them based on which profile you select. Because you do select your profile for this, so you can build 2 Sonics if you wanted to.
I mean,
one that's
there is kind of an upside, because it could be like maybe someone starts up the game for the first time and they're like, oh, there's a challenge mode, I'll try that out. And then they get their ass kicked, so they feel compelled to play the main game to improve their stats and come back to it. That's quite a cool thing to have. It's kind of like the Chow Garden, in that, like, the main story influences how things will go in the Chow Garden in a way. Like,
right, but they've got the they have the skill trees for that, though, because you as you go through and get the skills, then that will also influence how you approach those challenges anyway.
So the thing is about the skill tree, though, like, you can only really go one way with it. Like, you can't really build a unique Sonic. It's really, you either kind of go for those skills or you don't. Like, you don't really build a unique Sonic in this game at all. And that's been a big critique of mine of this game, and the bullshit they were kind of spewing about, like, oh, you can kind of branch things. You know, you're just kind of slowly grabbing the same shit everybody's gonna get, and, like, branching off into 2 different directions doesn't change that, because, again, like, most of this shit is unlocked by the end of Island 2. I've been, like, kind of, like, fine with the stuff they've updated, and I think it's important, but it has been kind of really, like, this game was clearly not done, and they're finally allowed to finish their game, because, like, a lot of this stuff is like, this is cool, I'm not going to come back for this, though. Like, I'll go back to this stuff later on when I do, like, a bigger video for, like, everything that's happening. What I like about the battle challenges, while they do still, they're not perfect, that is still an incentive to come back post game, because, like, grabbing all the music stuff, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to love it because I love exploring stuff, but actually utilizing the music's not going to mean dick to me once I'm done with it, because I've gotten everything else already. And, like, all those other updates, like, oh, hey, now you can kind of skip through, I mean, just the quality of life stuff that really shouldn't have been a problem to begin with. I'm glad it's here, and I'm glad they're taking the feedback and doing that. It's just, it does kind of suck when you're like ready to go, like, from day one to play this game, and, like, at this point I'm like, well, like, this isn't like a thriving community kind of a game, you know? Like, this isn't Fortnite, this isn't even like No Man's Sky, where you can play by yourself, but a large part of that is the community process, right? And, like, the worlds, you know, being unique. No matter how many times you play through, it's going to be a unique experience. This is still a single player experience, so I was like,
they don't even
that's
have,
cool
like,
and
an
all.
online leaderboard kind of thing either.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to poo-poo on this game too much. It's just, like, just as somebody who's already played through the game, like, I'm still not, like, I'm not driven enough to really jump back in yet. Like, this isn't quite enough for me to jump back in, but all the same, I'm happy they did it. I'm really happy they did it. I'm happy they're doing this. I am still like the broader problem I'm still having is like some games really need a little bit more time in the oven before they hit store shelves, and that's just I think that's a problem with the industry in general, not just Sonic. And I think they kind of have to play the game the way it is, right? They have to do what they do, and they could have just not done this. They could have charged for this. So I'm really happy it's here. But like, I guess this is more of a content creator kind of thing. I'm like, I don't really want to touch this again until I absolutely have to, because like when I was first like writing that script for Frontiers, I was like, I just know I'm gonna have like some stupid kids a couple months from now. Well, that's irrelevant because they updated this or that and the other.
Yeah,
I
you kind
don't
of,
know,
I guess you
man.
want to like play it when it's finished, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, all the same, that's also kind of why I've not been driven to really check this stuff out as of yet. But like, yeah,
I do like that the emphasis with this first update is, and while they didn't advertise it as such, I think there's definitely an emphasis on difficulty this time, because, again, those challenge modes are actually genuinely quite challenging. I mean, for me anyways, because I never level Sonic up that much. But, there's the cyberspace challenge as well, which does nothing to actually fix cyberspace. There's no quality of life improvements there, which is a shame, because cyberspace feels like Dookie, and there have been mods that have taken care of it, so what's your excuse, Sega? But, like, I will say this, having, like, the cyberspace stages in of themselves, in a vacuum, are pretty easy to S-rank, but it's like, when each ranking influences the next, suddenly, yeah, there's a bit more of a challenge to it. So again, a little goes a long way, but do you know what the reward is if you beat or completely S-rank the combat challenge mode?
What is
what's that?
You unlock extreme difficulty. So you can basically start up a new file, set the difficulty to extreme, one-hit kills, you cannot level Sonic up, and you can't change difficulty mid-game either.
I like that.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. That's some good post game stuff to do.
There is sadly
That's a
no
good idea.
reward for completing extreme difficulty. Like, a cosmetic would have been nice, but like, nah, there's nothing.
I mean, just flexing, you know.
You get
It's
bragging
it's
rights,
still
but-
it's still there. I like that as a concept though, because like Frontiers is not a difficult game. It's not. Even if you like go into every single fight, especially the major boss fights with just the base 100 rings, the game's not difficult. It really isn't. So like giving us the ability to play through this game in a way that is going to force us to use things like the broken ass parry system a little more often, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's a shame that that extreme difficulty mode didn't fix the parry.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be
Yeah.
some stuff that's just not going to be completely sorted, and that's okay. I think I just like I've said before on the show, there are going to be some things where I'm like, can we wait for a sequel? I really don't want to be stuck in a world where I'm like, I have to play this fucking game for the next 10 years or something like that. I'm always paranoid we're going to be another Grand Theft Auto 5 situation with some of these games, because that's just
So,
what games are doing nowadays.
Skyrim as well.
Did we
Mhm.
remember the springtime Coco? This is probably the silliest of all of the...
I did not mention that. Yeah.
The silliest of all the additions is the springtime Coco. I thought it would be like there's a new type of Coco that you have to hunt down on the map or something, but no, it's a toggle switch that turns all of the existing Coco into Easter eggs. It's kind of cute, I guess,
Yep.
but like...
It's cute.
I kind of feel like it would be nice to have like a mix and match option or something where you could mix the springtime Coco in with the... I honestly thought they would be like Coco with like little lawnmowers or something, like, because fucking spring or something, I don't know. But they're literally eggs. It's kind of cute, I guess.
It's cute. It's real cute.
Can't wait for
It's
the
real
deeper
cute.
lore discussion, comparing them to the Chow. Is this where Chow eggs originated from? Were they originally
No.
Easter eggs for stone babies?
Ask Ian. Like, that's what Bumblecast is for. In terms of, I guess, the other notable things. Well, before we go on that, I just want to say a few more on like the combat and cyberspace challenges. If you beat them, you get a little badge beneath the Sonic Frontiers logo, which has now been repositioned as well, so it's no longer just hanging in that weird area it was before. And And if you use any speedrun tech to cheese the game, such as the magnet dash, it will put an asterisk next to your score as a way of just saying
I do like that.
you win with qualifying statement. And I think that's kind of hilarious. It's like Sega knows. And then, yeah, for the next big notable thing, there is, of course, the photo mode, which I guess I'm probably going to have the most to say about. But, like, before I get off on my little merry way about photo mode, anyone else have anything they want to say?
I could give a shit. That's fine. I could care.
You know, I'm ready to watch you go off. This one's a you.
You made beautiful photo modes. I'm never gonna use it, but yeah, you go off, King.
Thanks, man. So, photo mode is always enough to get me spending additional hours on any game. Like, after beating the main story of Spider-Man PS4 and stuff like that, I'm back in the photo mode at all times. The majority of the hours I've sunken into that game are on photo mode. Same goes for Arkham Knight. Same goes for anything with a decent enough photo mode. So when I heard that Sonic would be getting his very first photo mode, I was ecstatic. I remember, Sonic Forces, was coming out at a time when, like, photo modes were coming into the fray. And, like, I was like, where's the photo mode for this? So, the fact we have one for Frontiers is almost just enough to be like, well, that's the qualifier to make it best Sonic game for me. With that being said, photo mode is not perfect. You can zoom in a little, you can tilt a little, you can move the camera up and down a little. Like, it's very, very restrictive, especially with how strict the collision on this camera is. The camera feels like it's gigantic because the lowest you can get it is still just above Sonic's head, which means no low-angle dramatic shots. It is not good for anything on the ground. And that sucks because it takes the potential of the photo mode and halves it by a whole 50%. However, if you're doing cool tricks in the air and stuff, suddenly it's a gem. Like, that's pretty cool. But, like, yeah, I am disappointed with just how restricted it feels, and I hope that, Sega will fix the collision on that, because if you can't get low-angle shots of Sonic, there isn't a huge deal of point. You can't even get a good close-up of his face or anything like that. One thing, though, that I did notice was a little weird, is that there's no depth of field options. I was like, there's no option to make, things in the foreground blurry or things in the background blurry. No, there's none of that, and I realized something. When you get really close to an object in Sonic Frontiers, it doesn't go out of focus. It goes transparent and has these weird little printing dots on it. And I was like, oh my god, this game's graphics engine does not have depth of field built in. What the fuck?
Yep.
But, to be fair, I think, if I remember right, there's only one Sonic game that actually has depth of field in its graphical engine, and that's Sonic Unleashed. But I was like, my god, if you had it so that things in the distance would blur out, that would remedy the pop-in problem massively, which is still a problem, because pop-in is still rampant in this goddamn game. It's a Sonic Frontiers, love it. I think the game looks nice when it's not in motion. Like, it's so weird, it's so primitive, But, hey, I'm sure that Sonic fans can come up with an excuse for it. With that said, though, I am happy that we finally have a photo mode. And as I said, for aerial shots in air, pretty good. And it is another instance where the modders have picked up the slack and putting codes in the Hedge Mod Manager, which you don't even have to download, which take the restrictions off of the photo mode, allowing you to get some insane photos. Like, I've been having a blast with that. It doesn't change the fact that Sega did not really provide much in terms of photo mode. I'm hoping that they'll go bigger, but in the meantime, at least the modding community has my back. So big ups to you, Sonic fans. You guys get on these things quick, and you pick up the slack, but you really shouldn't have to sometimes, Like,
Sonic fans would say don't, or something.
It's one of those things
Sure.
where I guess I'm kind of just happy that they've given us the bare minimum when it comes to photo mode. I'm just happy that there is a photo mode, more so than anything else. But it's not a brilliant photo mode by any stretch.
I gotta admit, like, I'm with M. He's in the comments here. He said, like, where did his comment go? Photo modes are so contingent on how good the base game looks, so Frontiers doesn't do it for me. And I was kind of in that same space there, even though, like, all things considered, like, you know, it's fine. It just looks like a lot of assets I've seen before. But that said, though, like, after seeing Pup like actually like dick around with the photo mode, like he's put up some really stunning stuff.
Thanks.
And I think Sonic in general makes for great photo modes. I would like to see them get a little bit more wild with the art direction going forward, but for what this is, yeah, you've put together some really, really cool stuff, and I hope you've been putting it up online.
I have permission to put a few of my photos up on the stream.
I think you should. I don't know why you haven't.
All right. Let's get some pickies then, I guess.
Well, while you're doing that, should we move on to the next bit of rather big Sonic news?
Yeah, go for it.
I think so.
So, Sonic Origins Plus. Like, we had that rumor a while ago. There was that listing on some site. I think it was in Korea, something like that. But it's finally official. It's finally getting released. It's getting a physical edition. And it's getting a lot of little quality of life updates. Getting a bunch of Game Gear games. So, just straight out of Mega Collection with that vibe there. And the most important thing for me is Knuckles is now playable in Sonic CD with his own unique paths, and Amy is playable in all of the games. And I know I've said this about Frontiers, and I know, Puppy, you've said this about Origins. I think we've all said this about these games. All this stuff should probably have been here from the get-go, but I'm glad it's here now. Only difference is, as Pups pointed out, we have to pay for this. And I'm going to promise you right now I'm going to pay for this. I'm very excited for this.
We get Amy with the hammer, though.
Crazy to me, this was the follow-up thing, because we got a lot to pick apart just with that news. But what's crazy to me is we have it confirmed that not only is Headcanon coming back to finish this, Stealth is back on the team to finish this. And I think we were all on the same page. I didn't think there was any chance Sega would ever work with him again.
Yeah,
That's
I gotta
nuts.
say, respect.
Yeah, after the Twitter debacle, I think almost all of us were convinced that we were going to end up getting like Dimps taking care of this from now on. Like, so, literally anybody else Sega's ever worked with, but not Taxman and Stealth. But apparently, Headcanon's back and Stealth is back too. So this is cool.
So the Mania Dream
I
is
wonder
not
what-
dead yet.
I wonder what I want to be. I wish I was a fly on the wall during those conversations that led to this
I
happening.
really want to know what the hell happened to make that happen, because I was not expecting any of this to come to fruition, and I'm overwhelmingly positive about this. I am very, very happy about this. Man, I gotta say, dude, like, might be a hot take. I do love the design of the Adventure 2 shoes. They've never looked good on Sonic. They look like high heels.
Get out of here, man.
It is a
I mean,
hot take.
these photos are beautiful, but I really hate how he looks when he's running in those things.
I
Those look
hate-
so uncomfortable.
I hate how you look when you're not running.
I really like the movie shoes.
It would be
design.
nice to see the movie shoes return to Sonic.
Well,
Nick,
they look like
also,
running
we-
shoes, you know?
We did miss just a couple of things from the Frontiers update, is that there have been a couple of quality of life fixes as well, such as you can now switch off that stupid fucking casino machine during the Starfall events.
We kind of brushed on it.
Did we? Okay,
It's
fair enough. My bad.
that's what I'm saying. That's what kind of what I was alluding to too. Is like, this stuff would have been great the first time through,
Okay,
you know.
yeah.
But like, I've already played the game.
Welcome to gaming in 2023, as you say.
You've already
Yeah,
suffered
no,
through the
I-
Starfall slot machine.
Yeah, and these people, like, calm the fuck down. I said those shoes look great. I think he looks weird while running in them. They're designed for grinding. They're not designed for running. They look like high heels when he's running. He looks ridiculous.
I think also
God's
just
sake.
like, remember, Sonic isn't your best friend. We can make fun of what he wears.
I think-
No, that's fine.
that-
They can like how it looks in it.
I think they're joking around for the most part. I don't think anyone's genuinely offended by that take. I mean, there will
I'm
be someone.
genuinely offended. I'm deeply hurt. I'm deeply hurt. I can't believe Nick did that to me. That son of a bitch.
Shut the fuck up, Nick.
Can you believe that piece of shit? I bet he would also say that he looks like a cat wearing those little socks on his feet when he's awkwardly running an SA2 and looks fucking stupid and does always look stupid. I can't believe he'd say something like that. I can't believe him.
Sonic Frontiers, just a week away. Oh wow.
I think Sonic is pretty cool.
I think a Kitmans every time I
Oh,
see him
Christ.
run in Toy Shadow.
I should probably, because there's a few pictures here that feature mods, I should probably say who made the mods. So Spoon made cinematic LUTs, so you will be seeing that. That's why they look as nice as they do. And then there's that 2D shader.
I love some of these mods.
That 2D shader
Yeah.
Sonic mod, the one that's in the style of like a Yuikawa artwork, that is by Star Noodle 495.
That is a great one. That loop one is really good.
Oh, I'm glad
That's
you like
a great photo.
I like that Supersonic versus Supreme. That's beautiful.
it. Yeah, it makes me
Just
happy
wild.
that
Good shit.
that you can use photo mode during the boss fights. Sadly, you can't do it during the battle rush though. So you're gonna have to, if you want like pictures of Sonic versus Giganto, you're gonna need to have a save ready to fight Giganto.
That's beautiful.
What a good game! But
I think
mean,
I just like the shoes better if they'd animate it a little bit better. Like you see here how he can kind of move his regular shoes. Like I kind of like a little bit more versatility in those shoes. I think it's just a matter of like why I don't like the gloves the way they are currently. I think it's just too big.
they gotta
you
kind of
know.
bring back the hot dog shoes, as Chow Mix calls them.
I don't know. I want to see more movement in Sonic in general, I think.
I will say
That
this,
boy
the
deserves
photo
it.
mode has given me like some new appreciation for some of Sonic's animations, because some of these poses are ridiculous and I love them.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks great right there when he's just
Just
standing still.
Just right there with the freaking Ornos Island Ninja behind him, whatever they call it on that island.
He's about to sneak up.
Beautiful.
I love these people responding to some of these. Like, Sonic, behind you.
If it were a Marvel movie, he'd be like, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Yep.
I like that you made it into a Zack Snyder film with these muted colors.
Oh, that's thanks to Spoon, but hell yeah, you know?
Oh my god. And look at them. Look at Sonic high heels over here.
Leave his
Slay
shoes alone.
There's no heterosexual explanation.
I was
for these
about to
poses.
point that out. That is fantastic.
I mean, have you seen the way he looks at Knuckles?
Look at this fucking
Come on.
grass that should be out of focus, but instead it's turning into a fucking print dot.
All right. We are still
We are an audio thing.
We're still an
audio
audio.
show.
We are audio.
So
All
Sonic
right.
Origins
So
Plus,
everyone
am I
enjoy
right?
these
Like,
beautiful things.
I mean,
I want to know, like, let's break this down a little bit of news by news because there is a lot to pick apart. Let's start like least exciting to most exciting things. How do we feel about the return of Game Gear games?
yes.
It's so like we already had a way to play all of these on the Sonic Adventure 1 port on Steam. Like the
Well,
modern
I mean,
hardware already has a way of doing this.
As I said,
I mean,
kind of-
there's one bit of modern hardware, one thing.
the original release of Origins was such a fucking hard sell compared to previous collections because it's just 4 games. Now you got 16, and it's like, it's kind of like, okay, here's 4 great games and fucking 12 pieces of shit, but like ultimately, it's more for the buck, you know. It's a little more bang for the buck. What I find a bit weird though is you've got games like Spinball and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, sorry. And it's like, could we not have had the
Beat
16...
Meat Machine.
Beat Meat Machine. Could we not have had the 16-bit
I
versions?
mean, Sally's in the game.
Yeah, I was about to go on a little tangent about how... There you go, Nick. You got your fucking freedom fighters back.
Yeah, baby. I don't think they're in the Game Gear version, if I remember right.
Well, damn, no. That's why they did the Game Gear version, was explicitly to...
Yeah, right? Oh, God. No, only the Game Gear version's canon. Fuck yourselves.
But okay, here's what I will say is I think the original release was a hard sell for the price because you got like only a small amount of games. At least here you get 16 games. 16 games for $50 is better for definite, and I think if you didn't buy the original, especially if you didn't buy the insultingly laughable Digital Deluxe, it's an easier sell, like, to just buy the game in its plus form. Like, But man, like, something I'm thinking is if you bought the digital deluxe and paid extra for it, this game's a fucking money vacuum, because it's like you bought the base game for $40, which it fucking wasn't worth, and then you
It
get
was
that
not.
digital deluxe on top of it, where you might as well just get a fart in a jar from Takeshi Iizuka, and then fucking now you got to pay an extra $10 for the bare fucking minimum this game should have been in the first place. But I tell you what, I'll take that over what we've had before. Because the thing is, it used to be Sega release a Sonic game, and whatever they cough up, it's kind of, that's just how it is now, you know? Like, you get, I think we've just looped back around on the photos, so I'm going to switch that off now. Yeah, you get what you get, and you enjoy it, you prick. Now, it's like, okay, I got the game, kind of sucks, but they're actually going to finish it now, you know? Like, and I prefer the Frontiers method of doing things where it's free. But, hey, at least...
You don't want to pay for Supersonic again?
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to be okay with in terms of like getting Amy or the Game Gear games or that frivolous bullshit. I'm going to be okay with it if you don't have to pay for the quality of life improvements.
Oh yeah,
I'm still hoping. I'm hoping beyond hope. Like when it drops, like we're just going to get like a across the board update that just kind of subtly fixes the smaller issues in the game.
Imagine selling glitch fixes. That would be hilarious.
Let's pull it up. Let's see exactly what they've listed here, because they said some interesting things, and I don't know if we've gotten any clarification, but I am a little curious. I'm gonna open that up here. But just back on the Game Gear stuff, I'm fine with it being here, and I've said it on Twitter. Like, it is, it drives me wild seeing a trailer in 2023 with Sonic Blast in it. I'm so happy.
You know what confuses me a little is that we've got Flicky's Island in this fucking game through the museum menu. Where is 3D Blast in all of this, though?
That's what I was going to get to, is like, I'm happy to see the Game Gear versions. We literally should have had every other version that they have in this, because it's a little stupid. We don't have 3D Blast. I've been waiting forever for a proper return of the Saturn version. That would have sold me on a collection already, just having an official re-release of that. And as everybody else has already been saying in the comments here, and I'm in full agreement with them, where's Chaotix? If we're just gonna fully admit, like, hey, like, maybe we don't need to have everything to be like, 16:9 and full HD up-res or any of that stupid garbage, and we're just gonna have ROMs, just put the other ROMs in here.
Maybe that'll be part of Sonic Origins Plus Digital Deluxe Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Come with another unsold fucking garbage Sonic keychain. Just pack it
hell
right
yeah.
in there.
I hate that this is potentially the way that's gonna go.
Welcome to the future.
I would have, what would sell me on it? If they made a DLC for Chaotix and they put it as and Knuckles Chaotix. Like, if they just named it that, just for that little connection there to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I would have.
No, you know what would be a game changer is if the addition of Knuckles Chaotix added the Chaotix characters as playable characters in the other games.
Yo, I would fucking.
That would be.
I would be thrilled.
Wild. That would be wild.
That would be ambitious. Have we talked at all about Amy yet?
A little bit.
We're about to get to that. I just wanted to get the Game Gear stuff out of the way first. Like, hey, it's a nice addition, and I'm glad we have some sort of preservation for these games. And they did point this out on Twitter, and I didn't think about it, but they're like, hey, now you can't get this shit on the eShop anymore. Don't worry, we got your back. I respect that. I genuinely do respect that in terms of just preservation. Just, we've also had a lot of access to the Game Gear ROMs for quite a long time, and truth be told, it's not hard to get to any of them. But, like, let's show some love to the Master System ports, because fuck, some of those games really deserve it. So I've seen some people boldly saying, "Oh, great, we get the good version of Sonic 1." And
you're lying.
The game's dude, that game's pretty solid. Master
There is
System,
no good
Sonic 1's
version
pretty
of
solid.
Sonic 1. No. Listen, Mega Drive Sonic 1, the PAL version of Sonic 1 is not to be sneezed at. But
Maybe we get Gems Collection 2 someday. Who
I mean,
can
this is
say?
the thing. It's still not as big as previous collections, but that's the thing.
No, but like if this is finally what it should have been from the get go, which is like the definitive way to play the classic games, and just putting them up on the pedestal, I've always felt they deserve to be on. Fine, that's good enough for me. But yeah, let's move on to the more bold things that they're doing with these games. Before we get to Amy, I want to know what your thoughts on Knuckles here, guys, because I've been saying it for 1,000 years. Sonic CD needs Knuckles.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're finally getting it.
There's so much hunting involved in Sonic CD, and Knuckles is kind of an ideal character for that. What with his gliding and climbing and stuff.
I felt like Sonic CD was more fun to play through with Tails than it was with Sonic, so I'm excited to play through with Knuckles for the exact same reasons. Like, he's just a character who's built for upwards traversal. So, yes, please.
About that life.
Yeah, I'm roundly for it. Yeah, like, surprised I didn't do that in the first place, but yeah, like, I'm happy we have it now.
The thing is, like, when it comes to like actually going in and changing some of these games, like fundamentally changing games that weren't theirs to change to begin with, I'm more okay with them doing this on the back end than not. The thing that was offensive to me to begin with was like, how did you put these out, these old games, and do some things worse than the original? Like, that was just never acceptable. Like, just a streamlined, easy to play version to play these classic games was fine for me, but the way that it shipped, just not acceptable. So I'm really hoping, before any of this other extra fluff is here, I'm really hoping it's finally like, okay, these games are finally ready to go.
They're like, okay,
because you
fine.
had the dude working on this shit's not ready.
We'll finish the game. That'll cost an extra $10.
Again, I'm gonna wait and see. Like, before I download anything, I'm going to play my version of the game, and I'm going to test to see if they've done anything differently. And if they have, it's not a perfect world, but it's better than what it was before. And again, that's where we also just have to fight against the current state of gaming in general, which I'm not okay with. But better here than not. If they charge you to make the game playable, or at least a little bit, better playable, I'm gonna have a problem. I'm gonna have a huge problem with it. Either way, I will buy the physical edition because I'm a tool.
Well, yeah, that's going to be a way of looking at it, because like, there's one console I didn't buy Sonic Origins for. Like, I bought it on PC and Xbox. Don't know why I bought it on Xbox. Bought it on Switch when it was on sale, and that's really been the way to go for me, because it's just nice to have them on the go. I do agree with Way Past Cool Kid that, yeah, having a Sonic 3 and Knuckles on Switch is a blessing no matter what form it's in. Yeah, I'm not going to upgrade those ones. I'm not going to get the Plus as a DLC, because I didn't want to invest any more money into this fucking collection. I was just like, nah, fuck you. But then I saw the box art, and I was like, oh, I kind of want that. And it comes with an art book as well, which makes it an easier sell. So it's like, alright, okay, listen, stop it. But I'm going to get it, but stop it, you. Just stop. But, speaking of huge problems, can we talk about the woman in the room?
Oh my god. Yeah, playable Amy. This is what sold me on the collection. This is crazy.
This is what you were asking for the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
I still get folks on my Sally video saying I'm an Amy hater. Like, no, I'm gonna buy this game just so I can play Amy.
I am, but to be fair,
are
I'm also
weird.
a Sally hater and a Cream hater and a Rouge hater, and you know why.
How many ways can we say the exact same joke but with different words?
I'm really regretting my life's choices.
Yep,
That's adorable.
Anywho, yeah, so this is quite big, to be honest, because from the looks of things, it's a new playstyle, because it's going to include her Pico Pico hammer to some capacity, whether that's just a jump animation or a new attack. I'm hoping it's going to, offer something different in terms of gameplay style, because she's implemented across all 4 of those main games. That's a new way to play all 4 of the originals, you know? That's big.
Yeah.
However, what's to be done about the super form?
That is going to. I've been saying this on Twitter for a minute. People have asked me about it. The next time I do a super video, we'll see if we extend Mecha March Madness. I kind of want to do one spoilers about a robot you guys might know of, but I'm going to do one about Amy, and whether or not she has a super form is going to dictate the tone of that video.
I think she
quite
deserves
extensively.
one. I think if they give all of the boy characters super forms, but not Amy, I'm gonna drop the
It's just
actress.
sexism.
Not
at
Amy,
that point.
that is straight up problematic.
They might as well
is what it
change
is.
the Sega logo to Andrew Tate. Like, get ready for the new game Sonic the Top G. But
like I was arguing with people on Twitter about it. I'm like, I'm so fucking tired of corporate apologists. Drives me up the goddamn wall.
But
Like,
Nick,
Sega's not going to date you people. Like,
Nick,
it's
get
no.
back away from the
Let me
faceless
rant.
corporation.
Let me rant.
no, he's right.
I
Right.
gotta get
Hear
this
him out.
off my chest. Here's the fucking thing, right? So they try to keep pushing Amy as part of the core cast, and they fail to do it every single fucking time, as far as I'm concerned. The only time they got close to it was when she was in Adventure, and then at the nearly a few years later, we had her in the Advanced series, and it just showed like, you know, she's a capable character in her own right, and she deserves her own playstyle more than just like, you know, like a Mario Kart character where they only have like Daisy around to push around carts or swing tennis rackets or shit like that. Like, if she is going to be part of the core cast, so it's no longer a trio, it's a quadrilogy of characters. She deserves not only her own playstyle, she deserves everything that the other guys get. And if she does not even get a super form, when Mighty and Ray got at least allowed to glow a little bit, I'm going to raise hell. I'm going to raise absolute fucking hell. Because god damn it, that girl has been so underplayed. A lot of women in Sonic, a lot of the women characters just get underplayed in general, but like, she's been treated like a core cast member, and they've been all over the place with her characterization. They've not let us play her in a million years. They got to treat her like a queen. I'm not going to be happy with anything less than treating her like a goddamn queen in this collection. It can't just be it can't just be a skin.
The alternative
Especially
idea
if we have
is to take away all of the super forms and put them all in sports tape.
Jesus Christ.
Because in Boom,
Like, it's-
nobody's super. And if everyone's super,
can-
nobody's super.
And I'm sorry, God, for fuck's sake. Yes, guys, quartet, whatever. I was rambling. It was crazy. I don't know words.
I get I think it's funny that, like, I understand, oh, it's a different set of emeralds, but Blaze gets a super form.
Yeah.
And yet and I've heard so many different ways of like, oh well, that's different. No, the fuck it's not. No, it's not.
I mean, if anything, though, that
It's
would be at
not
least a
different.
little
It's a different set of emeralds.
because
Doesn't matter.
it means that there is at least a female character that has a super form. But like this whole idea that, and I think it was Ian Flynn said that this was Sega's mentality was only male hedgehogs can go super. Yikes! Oh god,
we have had that. I think I don't know if it's been misconstrued or not. I've heard it many different ways over the years. The way I understand it is only Sonic, Shadow, and Silver technically can have super forms. And I think they're slowly kind of revisiting and changing up the lore quite a bit, as we're aware with the Tails tube and everything like that. And like, you could almost justify that if you had a story reason for it. Like, we argued about this. We argued about this a couple weeks ago.
Even in Frontiers, Knuckles directly mentions his own super form.
Well, no,
Like-
he doesn't.
no,
he
it
doesn't.
could have
Like,
just been a
that was
hypothetical
Flynn.
for like he could have just been like,
Right. So Flynn has discussed that directly in the Mumblecast, where he was like, as Pup was about to explain, and then I jumped in. Sorry. But yeah, he has flatly said that was my way of sneaking in to see, like, it could have happened, it couldn't have happened. They don't confirm it, but I just kind of wanted to see if I could get away with throwing that into the dialogue. And yeah, that's still not full on confirmation. It drives me crazy.
That's no. That's the most fucking stupid thing I've heard. I get it.
no,
I
but
get
it
it
would
that,
be
like,
like if
it-
Batman went to Superman and was like, "Oh yeah, I could save Gotham in a heartbeat if I were a Kryptonian." Like that doesn't mean he secretly has a Kryptonian form. you know?
No, I understand that. I get it, but like this is not an Ian issue. This is a Sega issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, none of this is aimed at Ian.
For sure.
But no. That is the most absolutely fucking stupid thing I've ever heard from a franchise that has a character that goes super in the franchise's mainline games.
I don't understand.
No.
Like, I could almost understand why
Fuck
Sega
that.
would embargo things like 06, and we'll get to that. But, like, embargoing games that people love is ridiculous. Like, people loved
It's just
Super
so
Knuckles,
fucking
Super
stupid.
Tails. They
They're-
love the Hyperform, so why would you embargo that? Like, lean into it.
They're very weird about their priorities. They make no sense with their priorities. Absolutely no sense at
Like,
all.
And I just want to make it like just very, very obvious. That's not me yelling at you, Nick. That's not me yelling at any of this. That's me being frustrated.
I'm
at a
not
company-
offended.
I'm yelling at you, Nick.
Like, that's-
Fuck you.
That's me
Fine.
being frustrated at a company that has one of the most long-running franchises of all fucking time, and yet somehow they go, man, you know this thing that happened like in our actual games that in one of our best known,
It was just a
most
little
well
power-up.
beloved games.
Just a little
Just
additional
it was just
gameplay.
it was just a little one. Just scoot it.
Just scoot it.
Just scoot it away.
Here's we're arguing against something that might not even happen. I genuinely feel they're going to make it happen. I'm just saying, if they don't, I'm going to be a brat about it. I'm going to be a complete brat about it, because even in Mania, even in the Mania cartoons, fucking Metal Sonic got a super form, and I know he doesn't go full on gold, but he utilizes the powers of the Chaos Emeralds.
And I know it's not canon, but in the movies we got Super Robotnik, which was pretty awesome.
Fuck your
Yeah.
cannons, everybody. They're allowed to do all these things. I don't care where it's happening. Show them to me,
I'm
and then give me a Super Amy action
well,
figure.
one fairly exciting little prospect.
Super Tails! Uncanon Super Tails has a Funko Pop. Fuck off, everybody. I'm so mad.
Well, something that could be a little exciting is that we now have the possibility not only of Super Amy, which will make history, and Sega really ought to do that because it's going to get everyone talking. Everyone's going to be really happy about that. But go a little further, go all the way. Hyper Amy. That would be the ultimate acknowledgement,
Yeah.
return of the seemingly embargoed Hyperform. That would be really nice to see.
Well, again, oh, our boy Dustin's here. Hey, Dustin.
Hey,
No,
Dustin.
but like, fuck's sake, like they acknowledge Hyper Tails in Sonic Origins. Like fuck. Like I rambled on. I wasted everybody's time for 20 minutes in a video about like why that's a big deal. Like, yeah, you know what? Gonna stop being a negative Nancy about it. I'm arguing against a future that may not happen. My gut is telling me, from everything we're seeing, with Stealth being back, with them going back and finishing these fucking games that really did kind of let us down. They're going back and they're saying like, hey, Frontiers is good, it can be better. Origins is fine, it can be better. And they're going back and they're going across the finish line. I think we're getting it. I think we're going to get
yeah.
Super Amy. I think they're going to do Hyper Amy. And if they do it, dude, I'm so happy.
I'm still in
I'm
absolute
so fucking
awe
happy.
that like Stealth has come back, because in what world does that happen where
Yeah.
you on day one say, "Oh man, I'm super pissed off, man," and then you still get to work for the company? Like, and I'm not saying anything Stealth said was unfounded, because I don't like to speculate when it comes to like people like Stealth and stuff. Corporations dick people around all the time. I get that. So I don't want to speculate too much when it comes to Stealth, but I'm just like, that was, tactically speaking, not a good move, and the fact that he's still working with Sega, it actually kind of shows that maybe they do have a little priority. Maybe they're listening. Maybe they are moving in a new direction. Wink. Yeah. Fucking cool shit, you know? Like, hell yeah, Sega, you're taking some W's lately. Still not like massive W's, but
Yeah.
still take the little W's you can get, man. You
dude,
know?
like, no, like, I'm about to show you guys one way or the other.
It'll reconnect.
Oh boy.
Yeah, don't worry. And yeah,
Oh, there you are.
reconnected.
Okay, there we go.
But okay. Yeah. Sorry about the little buffering problem there. Hopefully we've come back in nicely. So, what do you want to talk about now?
Let's Conk the Hedgehog. Let's not risk our chances. You and me, Pup, since Pup is back here in my house, we will figure out streaming going forward. If it's best to stream from me directly while you're here, we'll figure out the assets and everything on our downtime.
Yeah, it should be easy enough. You'll have me to watch over your shoulder.
It should be fine. Yeah, you do like to do that. And then like, oh, look, my pussy hurts. Why are you so mad?
I finally admit it. I need a cigarette.
Fine. Oh my god. For God's sakes. Why didn't they add some Mari? God, the Mari movie's in like 5 days, dude.
Excited?
I'm very excited. So let's my rant aside, I don't agree with everything they're doing in terms of business strategy here. The fact that, like, end of the day, I'm very happy with the updates with Frontiers, and I'm extremely happy with the news of Origins Plus. I think these are wins in my book.
Better is better, and when Sonic finally does better, that's really nice to see.
Yeah, I just also want to say I fucking love the cover art that they're using. I adore it.
Yeah, and it's the reversible one as well, where they're each holding a little Sega console that's relevant to the character. Like, Amy's got the CD, Knuckles has the 32X, even though there's no fucking 32X games in there. Tails has the Game Gear.
The one where he dies.
Stupid.
Are we buffering still? No, we're not. Oh, he just stopped talking. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's carry on from that news there, and let's move on to even weirder things. Like, Sega's not giving us a break here. We had some shit just today, and I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about all that. What should we start with? Should we start with the tweet or the
Can we start with the tweet? Because
I'm
noticing some people talking about it, and there's a few things I just want to kind of put out there. But
let's go ahead with a tweet.
All right, so Sega put up a tweet today saying, "We've listened. We are moving Sonic in a new direction." That's on the official Sonic page. And there's a lot of speculation as to what the hell this means. I think what it means is they're actually going to try. But, a lot of people are saying it's a setup for an April Fool's gag, or it is an April Fool's gag. I think I saw someone in the chat say that in Japan it is already April Fool's Day. However, that Sonic page is US specific. They have a separate Japanese page for that. Secondly, why would you make it an April Fool's prank that you listen to the fans?
Honestly, if you're a corporate entity, you can kind of do whatever you want with that, and people will defend you no matter what. So that would be my reason why. It's just literally them going, fuck it, we can do it.
I mean, we'll find out one way or the other tomorrow, right? I think it could be both. Like, I think they're going to drop an April Fool's thing one way or the other. But I also think just everything we've been seeing and what we've been talking about with these two projects, and I think it's fascinating that it both encompasses the series moving forward with Frontiers and just preserving the legacy with Origins. I do think little bits and pieces we are seeing them move in a different direction. Like, if they literally showed me yesterday or tomorrow, if they literally just dropped like, oh, here's Super Amy, here's your sprite real quick, that'd be enough for me.
Everyone would be cheering. But like, maybe that's what this new direction is. Maybe the old direction is only Sonic and whatever can go Super and only Super. What if that new direction includes other people being able to go Super, or God forbid, a return to the Hyper Forms?
That'd be fucking sexy as shit.
I mean, maybe if imagine if the new direction was, we're taking on board parts of the canon that have previously been neglected.
So,
I mean, for Pete's sake, Sonic 06 has been...
Real quick. Sorry, Webster said, what did they tweet? Did we actually say what they tweeted?
I did.
No, we didn't.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
The new direction thing.
Yeah.
Like word for word.
Okay,
yeah,
so
anyway,
word for word, I'll try again.
It's been a long time since we've had these problems, isn't it?
Yeah. It is reconnecting, and it's reconnected. So, Folks in the chat, did we catch what they said then?
No, I think so. Let's just the tweet real quick is them
Hang
saying
on, we're
we've
buffering
heard
again.
you.
Nope,
We're
that's
going in
better.
a new direction. So, Pup, I don't know if this is gonna help or not, but maybe we just kind of chill on the animated background for now.
I don't think that will make a difference.
I don't know if that will help us or not. I have no idea. Well, all the same, let's just move through this stuff real quick because we don't. If we're gonna keep running into internet issues, let's.
Might as well blitz through.
Yeah. So, new direction is what they're saying. Do you guys think it's just an April Fool's joke? Do you think that they legitimately mean something's coming?
I think it could be both, honestly. Like, I think it's them doing it. They could do it as an April Fool's joke, and then at the same time, they could actually, like, legitimately have a plan for going forward that is different than what they've been doing right now. And the joke is just part of the PR team having fun.
Imagine if they played a long game here. So, on April Fools, they put down Super Amy is coming to Sonic Origins Plus, and everyone assumes it's an April Fool's joke. Then, when it comes out, Super Amy's in the game, and the long con was just that we all thought Super Amy was an April Fool's joke, and none of us expected it.
For that one specifically, just because they do have to run everything by Sega. You know, like they would not even be allowed to joke about Super Amy. I think anyway. Oh no, for fuck's sake, this buffer. So if I saw Super Amy in any form, I would assume that it's coming. Even if they just try to be playful about it, I'd be like, nah, Sega corporate would not allow you to say anything.
Yeah.
If there was no Super Amy. So removing the animated background might mean less bandwidth, lower bitrate to help stability.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Well, hopefully
We're
that
going
helps
through a
us out
tunnel.
little bit
That's
here,
why
guys.
there's no background.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess it's going to be a wait and see kind of a thing. I mean, we've heard rumors, and I mean, the Sonic franchise is doing pretty damn good right now. I think we're imminent for some kind of announcement soon. I don't think the only things we're getting for this year are going to be the games we got last year.
Also, given that what they've said is making a lot of people happy, and I think they know that by saying we've listened to the fans, we're going in a new direction, is going to make a lot of people happy. I don't see why they would use that as a setup for an April Fool's prank. I feel like that would just be bound to just piss everyone off, you know?
They got to play that shit very carefully. Very, very, very carefully. Sonic fans are a very sensitive bunch.
What have you done,
We don't
Sega?
take very well to it.
What were they cooking?
What were they cooking?
Shall we
Man
move
playable
on
on
to
Sonic Origins
what's
Plus.
next in terms of news?
Sir,
Next thing next thing in terms of news is we've got this is a tiny thing. This is a very
Nick, has Cirrus
Some
cut out for you?
No.
Okay, he cut out for me, so it's a me thing. Could you repeat that, Suresh, just because I'm the one hosting the stream?
Yeah. So it's a tiny thing. Maybe only where it's even a minute of conversation, but in Seoul, in South Korea, there was a fan meetup that some people who were official at Sega actually went to, and there's speculation over whether or not a new Sonic game was hinted at there. It's the reason there's not a lot of talk about is all of this is being translated through multiple sources, and it's not. Nothing is definitive here, but there is a. I'm looking on here. There's people who are thinking that Hoshino teased the existence of a brand new Sonic game. Others are refuting it, saying that they're referring to just social media activity of some kind. There's some translations of the stuff that was at the booth that says that they're just talking about some new wallpapers that are going to be brought in, and then other people are saying that, oh, this is illustrations for a new game specifically that they're going to be teasing. We don't know what any of that means. There's not a whole lot there, but I did want to give it just a brief conversation that there might be some more Sonic projects that we don't know about yet that Sega's teasing, at least in certain areas. And again, this would be a lot better for us if this was in an English speaking location, so that we could look at the things that are directly said as opposed to machine translations, which are never fully accurate. But that's what we got here.
So it's very wishy-washy, but yeah, there is a possibility that something is being announced or due to be announced or teased or whatever. So I guess we can look forward to that. Like I mean, whatever it is, like Sega have been doing interesting things with Sonic lately as well. Like when you mentioned artwork, it did get me thinking about another little piece of news that we can talk about in a bit. But like obviously there's been rumors floating around of like that Unreal Engine like multiplayer Sonic game, among other rumors. So like I don't know, like maybe something new is in the works. I don't imagine they'd announce anything massive this soon. Maybe it's like a new racing title, because I recall Team Sonic Racing was announced pretty much like a month after Sonic Forces, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that. I wish we had some more solid info on what, not only what this is referencing, but also what they were specifically talking about. Like, even if they are talking about an illustration for a new game, we don't even know if it's that. We have no information besides just the speculation from a bunch of fans running this stuff through multiple translations. And I've got a couple of forums on Reddit or website are up that I can look at, but again, most are sitting in Korean. I don't have much I can do besides like run them through a Google Translate, but that doesn't give us much. It won't give us much more than what we've already got here.
Yeah, I'm understanding.
Well, I think we're imminent for news regardless. And we got Sonic Show in the chat. How you doing, dude?
Oh, hey, Jaden.
Dude, I can't believe I got people voted me for like second place behind Chowmix for a good content creator or something like that. That made me very happy, very honored. And thanks for having me on the show, dude. That was awesome.
And I was just happy.
But yeah, no,
he's
talking about like
everything.
everything.
So thank you, Jaden.
Yeah, he's been reporting on and this has been a long rumor. Like I've given what the lighter name? What's his name? That rumor dude.
Oh, Zippo.
Zippo, yeah. I've given him shit for a long time, but like he did mention years and years and years ago, like we're gonna get like a modern Sonic 2D game made by Dimps or some shit. Or he assumed it was gonna be made by Dimps. And I know Jaden has been talking a lot.
Also,
a lot.
Zippo has been pretty accurate about a number of things. I didn't want him to be right about cyberspace, but he fucking was.
It was worse than what he was saying too.
Oh,
like,
he
we
just
thought
said
it was just
from
going to
what
be
he'd
all
seen, it was all
level.
generations reused assets.
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't necessarily say
I
everything from generations though.
Yeah, I assumed from reading it that was going to. It's fine. It's old news. It's fine.
I hate cyberspace.
It's fine. But I mean, like I said, though, I mean, we've had those rumors for a million years. I don't know what is going to happen there. I've never for a second thought that we're going to be done with 2D stuff or 3D stuff. I've always felt for years now that shit's always been side to side. You know, like with the advanced game, even before the advanced games, Pocket Adventure, they've always had 2D Sonic happening the same time as 3D Sonic. But whoever's making it, I've been on the fence about, just because the Mania thing's been such a mess. But maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping the Mania team's still gonna be on board for something, since we see Stealth is still working on Origins Plus. I don't know if that's just a contractual thing, or if like that means the relationship is good or it's repaired or something. But yeah, let's see what's Songster saying. Zippo was capping for sure, but Morio Kishimoto is what I'm going off. Yeah, I mean all of those tweets have been.
Yeah, I mean Kishimoto did say that there was a 2D game in the pipeline. I think he said pretty explicitly that there was something 2D for us to look forward to.
Well, I don't mean until we get official confirmation, I'm not going to know 100% for sure. But like I'll keep saying, I mean,
and translation is translation at the end of the day. It's not always accurate, but
yeah, but like, there's always going to be something Sonic in the pipeline.
It'd make me happy if we could actually, you know, even if it takes them 5 years to release another 3D Sonic game, if we can just get some 2D ones between that will make me quite happy, you know?
Yeah, they would be out of their fucking minds if they don't get other teams on board to keep people talking about the brand. That would be insane. Like, the movies are doing well. We have a little while before Sonic 3 comes out. We're going to have a little while before they're done working on Frontiers and working on the next project, they have to have something in between. There's
Plus-
always something Sonic related happening.
Plus, remember that Christian Whitehead is a friend to Pixels and Polys alike, so maybe they could get him working on a smaller 3D project, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, who can say for sure? But yeah, I don't know. I think we're imminent for an announcement of some kind. My gut is telling me that this tweet was made today on purpose, not to set up an April Fool's joke, but to say that, hey, we got more Sonic shit happening very soon. Or at least an announcement of it very soon. Like if they like we spend the rest of this year just kind of waiting for like the updates for Origins and then like the finalized version of Frontiers. I know at least the Sonic community, maybe not the wider gaming community, but the Sonic community is going to have all eyes set on Frontiers again once the other playable characters come out. Like whatever else that they're doing with Sonic, everyone's going to go back to Frontiers for that.
I'm so
because
excited
we want to know
for that
what
Sonic
the hell is
Adventure
going on.
remake that Frontiers will become once we got the playable characters.
I still don't think that's off the table. I think a proper adventure remake could be in the cards if they get the physics down for all these characters. Because, like, I mean, they're with the hints of fishing and more open design and everything else. I think we're kind of heading that way.
Just give me more
Yeah.
open zone games, to be honest. At this point, you know, open zone is the future, baby. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna get a new Sonic project announced very soon, 100%.
Well, then I guess we will have to see. I'm excited to see what we get going forward because as much as I complain about the wonkiness of Sonic's physics in Frontiers, the physics we get for the other characters might be great.
I mean,
We'll see.
Kishimoto has also said that there will be more quality of life fixes in the next update. However, he's also said that there will be changes to the controls in future updates, whether that's the next one or update 3.
Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct. Like, Kishimoto did imply that we would be seeing things like rolling and momentum in update number 3. Whether or not that's exactly what he's doing, or whether or not there's any mistranslation, I don't think he explicitly said, like, oh yeah, we're going to definitely do rolling and such in the next one. But he has said that he does intend to make some major changes to Sonic's movement as of the future updates. However, he has said that even as soon as Update 2, there should be some quality of life improvements. Whether or not that comes in the form of movement, or whether or not that... And there's no reason why it shouldn't come in the form of fixed pop-in on certain consoles, because again, the modding community's proven that all you have to do is change a few values and it's fixed. So, like, maybe we'll get it. That would be the one thing. That would be the thing, that if they fix the pop-in, no one would really be able to laugh at this game all that much, you know?
I got mine. I got something.
There's still stuff to.
There's still stuff to laugh
There's
at,
still
but like
stuff
the
to
number
laugh
one thing that everyone's been laughing at is the pop-in, because it is pretty hilarious.
It was for me until I played Cyberspace.
Yeah.
That, I mean, all that said though, I mean, like, I mean, my negativity aside with like when things should have dropped versus this or that, the other. Like, the fact of the matter is, I am complete agreement with you, pup. I wasn't expecting this substantial of a first update. And I'm genuinely looking forward to the other two now. I really am. I think they're gonna be even bigger and better from here on out.
Cough it up, Sega. I'm ready. I expect Update 2 to come around June time, because obviously they got the Sonic's birthday event in the game. So, yeah, what I'm expecting that to be is Sonic in a party hat as the cosmetic.
Is Origins Plus dropping on his birthday?
I think
What
so.
day is that coming out?
I think. I don't know.
That would be a good call
Be
on their part.
appropriate.
They need to quit obsessing over his birthday.
Yeah, like,
Can we stop?
32 is not a special birthday, mate. Like, come off it.
Can we just stop? Like celebrate when it's the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, I think.
And
yeah,
then make us feel
enough
really
with the
horribly
anniversary
old.
stuff. Like, to be fair, do people really count Frontiers as like an anniversary game? Like, it's got old stages returning.
It
so.
was originally.
Yeah, but it doesn't
But like,
feel as
that's
much.
enough of that.
It's not anywhere near as much of an anniversary game as, say, Forces or Generations, simply on the virtue that there's no classic Sonic, but they still found a way to bring back fucking Green Hill again.
I think that was more just a limited budget kind of a thing.
Yeah, that thing was made with $3 a box of Jordan's Country Crisp and a Dream.
There you go.
But a little goes a long way. Sonic Frontiers really does prove that a little goes a long way. It's done so with its DLC as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how far a lot can go. Anyways, we got a new fucking Sonic Channel calendar picture, haven't we, to talk about?
Yes,
It's a couple
we
weeks old
do.
at this point, but I think it's very telling
Well, there's
in
been
terms of
Another
I don't
image as well that
know if
Games
it's like a new
Cage,
direction or not.
that Games Cage shared, because we had the one of Elise in her new redesign, and we're going to talk about that in a second, but we also had one of Silver delivering packages in Soliana with the little Soliana eagle fire thing stamp on the packages. And it seems that 06 is getting a little more love, for better or for worse. I mean, even in, like, Frontiers, you've got plenty of 06 songs in the jukebox mode as well. So I think if Sega are learning anything from 2022 and 2023, it's like people really like it when you try things that you failed at in the past and try them again. Like, people were really happy to see Elise back in a new art style in that Sonic Channel artwork.
I
Yeah.
think she looks lovely. I adore that art style. I think she looks adorable.
I saw a
love it.
side-by-side picture of, like, 06 Elise next to this artwork. I was like, God, the old one looks haunted. And I know that's because you've got 2006 hardware in its infancy trying to render a realistic human, but God, she really does look haunted. The new one, she looks precious. She looks like a Sonic character. And it's safe to say I think they've perfected the look of humans in the... I mean, I thought they did it in Unleashed, but they have landed on something that can be adapted to Princess Elise and make her look real charming and stuff. So, and I'm happy
for
to
that
see
for
her
that
back.
Sonic 06 remake that we're definitely going to be getting.
I think this is about as much of love as 06 needs, honestly, and I think that's a good thing. I'm not trying to say that as a negative thing. Pup, I think we've had a pretty healthy conversation, like even on the drive over to Oregon, right? Where we talked a lot about just the franchise in general. Like, and this is a big conversation point we've had 1,000 times on this show, and just in terms of like representing just everything that you have available to you in this franchise. Like, you don't need to completely fixate on it, but like it can still be celebrated on occasion, you know?
Yeah, it's the thing of, like, you brought back Princess Elise. Where the fuck is Hypersonic?
I'm gonna be the old man again. Like, give me my fucking Freedom Fighters. Give me Fleetway characters. Give me all the shit. You have all the stuff. It doesn't need to be in every game, doesn't need to be the entire focus, but these lovely little things like this, that's all fans need sometimes.
They should do,
like I'm holding on. Like, I mean, you saw what I got in the mail, right, Pub? Like, I have it sitting over there. Like Gilly pointed out to me, I have now a Mephiles skateboard just sitting in the other room now.
It's badass.
Yep.
But, like, you know what they should totally do for, like, a piece of artwork? For one of the Sonic calendar things. They should have, like, Sonic's high school graduation, and they should have the Freedom Fighters in there.
Just
That
a
would be
little
cute.
something. We don't need it. We don't need them to focus an entire game on them. I think even like an arc in the IDW book, just them going to explore like the Kingdom of Acorn, and then just be done with it. Just acknowledgement they're out there somewhere, I think would do a lot for a fan base that has been here for 30 fucking years.
I mean, they never say
And
dick.
push them aside. Yeah, push them aside. And no, Terry, it's I mean, if we're talking about Shade, then yeah, that is Ken Pender's fault, kind of. Sega could still do something about that.
I mean, yeah, they never say dick about Sonic's past before where he's at today, other than that he was once a chibi classic Sonic. So why not just say these were his old pals from back in the day? And then you don't even have to show them ever again. You can just say they existed, they were canon, they mattered. Basically, that's
and
the
then
bare minimum.
yeah, you throw out like adult collector toys, like first four figures or
Oh
something.
hell yeah!
You throw some shit like that out there, they're fine. Those fans are going to be just fine. They're going to be satiated. 06 fans, they deserve a bit of acknowledgement, even if that game did cause a lot of problems on the technical side of things. Show a little more courage.
Zuka got a
Elise
little
is
Dookie on
adorable
his shoe
here.
in 2006, little Dookie on it.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, these ideas can be good ideas if you put the right people behind them. You know, like this all can work together. And I'm very happy to see some stuff from 06. Even if I despise that game, I was very happy to see Elise. I was very happy to see Mephiles in stuff. The only Sonic skateboard I bought was like I want the character I can't fucking find any merch for because damn it, that's a cool ass design.
Mephiles is
So-
cool as fuck. I hope we're gonna get a Jack specific toy of Mephiles, and I'm sure we will, especially given that
That's another thing.
we got Infinite.
Isn't that weird though? Like even the game previous to Frontiers, we're still not sure if we're ever going to see stuff from it ever again. You know? Like that's insane to me. So yeah, having Infinite in a figure form, that means a lot to me too. Because yeah, it wasn't the best character in the planet. He deserved better than what he got though.
He had an awesome
that design
as
rips.
well.
Yeah. And Chiptune, that's a good point. I did think about that too. Did we ever get a say about what happened with the first 4 Fig Sally? Is that still happening? It probably was never going to happen, Chiptune. First 4 doesn't have a say on whether or not they can get those licenses. They just wanted to check how people were feeling about that as an idea, and it overwhelmingly was like, yes, we want a Sally figure. But if Sega says no, that's the end of that road.
Yeah, the discussion just kind of stops there.
Sega, you like money, right? Say yes.
Yeah, again, Sega, I'm sorry that there are bad fans out there. Don't let it ruin it for the rest of the fan base.
Yeah, you're not
We're
fucking
Sonic
parents,
fans.
dude.
There's
You don't
gonna
have
be
to
bad
raise them.
people out there.
Just fucking make it. You know, make product.
Just make money. Just make money. Fuck's sake.
Make
we want
product
to give
we
it to you.
consume. Don't be our parents. Don't tell us how to behave. Just make product we buy, we consume. We can go to school. We can check ourselves.
We
can
got to
check
get
our
you a
own
pop
fucking
filter,
behavior.
bro. We got to get you a pop filter. I keep hearing a puh every time you talk.
Yeah,
gotta get a filter on that
again,
thing for you,
we're in
dude.
we're in the embryonic stage of the new era of pop
Yeah,
having
yeah.
professional equipment.
We'll go out and get you some shit today. Why not?
Poor Peter Parker.
Yep.
No
Jesus
mother,
Christ.
no father, no uncle,
Oh my God.
all alone.
Stop.
Poor
I still don't get how
Peter.
Sega managed to get cucked by Pender. They didn't really though, Femran. They just didn't do anything.
Yeah, Sega were
That's
they
the
were just
problem.
like, you know what? Have it. Fuck off. You know, like at the time, Ian sued Sega over like the Sonic Chronicles thing. What he was asking for
Ian?
was like
Ken.
You said Ian.
No, Ian, I'm so sorry. Ken. I'm sorry, Ian Flynn. Please forgive me. At the time Ken sued Sega, he wanted a cut of like the Sonic Chronicles money. And it was like years after Sonic Chronicles had released. Like Sega were just like, alright, have it. Basically. That was just
No, not really. They it was just thrown out of court because I think that dude just wants acknowledgement. I think they could work with him as much of a pain of his as an ass as he is on Twitter. I really kind of feel like Sega. I am gonna kind of put the gun to them a little bit more here to be like, hey, you know, you could solve this
help him out.
if you just tried.
Make Sonic Armageddon. We hate Ben Hurst, apparently.
Well, that's our our bi-monthly rant about Sega using your fucking characters.
Always.
Welcome
Every time.
back to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast for
That wants the Freedom Fighters back.
the Sonic podcast who miss Sonic.
Welcome back to Sunset City, where we Sunset City on Sunset City. We never change. Time is a flat circle.
Shall we? Are we done now? Are we gonna do super chats?
Let's
mean,
get
the-
on the super chats. I think we're gonna. I really do think by the time we do our next episode next week, we're going to have new news to talk about, and I'm really excited to hear Wayne's thoughts on all of this stuff too.
And
Because
shall
man,
we?
I really
next
was
week-
missing his thoughts here.
Next week
Gilly
we'll
will
try
just
and
be
do
like,
like an after
"Fuck
show
these
as well.
guys."
I think.
I think we kind of dropped the ball this month on it. I can't do one today. I got a spoiler alert. You guys are getting a new video today, and I gotta get back to work on that. But yeah, we dropped the ball a little bit on after shows. Let's do a proper after show. We might even do an arcade later today. Let's see how it goes.
Ooh woo.
But yeah, let's before we
fucking
talk
kill
about
you.
what happens after the episode, and before we kill anybody.
All right.
You
Well,
wanna start us off with
didn't we have a super chat last week that came after the cutoff that we need to read today?
Yep, and Wayne put it up there for us.
Thank you, Wayne. So, Boat NB sends $10. Hey gang, a friendly reminder from the resident Amy fan that, as of Sonic Prime, Amy can canonically sweep the entire Sonic universe, and anyone who disagrees is sexist. Burger.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm a top G, so I
Yeah, she
disagree.
really was kind of OP in that show.
Oh, Rusty Rose is fucking badass.
The jungle one fucked them all up too. Like they were all afraid of her.
Yeah, good for her.
That
Good
was
for
The only-
adorable.
The only thing that saves the Sonic cast from Amy is Amy, apparently.
Amy, I can't smash you.
What?
We know Sonic and Sonic Amy fans.
The
definitely
greatest
know.
quote in Sonic
All right,
Prime,
Mr.
easily.
SP. So good. So good.
Burger.
Mr. SP with 331. Oh my god. Did you try to find the turtle sewer while in NYC? Legitimately, SP, I did. Absolutely. No, I went to we went to some of the subways there. Grand Central Station, gorgeous. Holy shit, dude. Like no wonder that I've seen so many fights and movie scenes and in video games and stuff like that in that location. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Dude, we were having
And I
a
love
hell of a
roaming around
time.
the
Like,
subway area.
you as a Ninja Turtles fan, me as a Spider-Man fan. That trip was a dream come true.
I mean, I'm a Spider-Man.
No,
fan.
you're not. No,
I
that's
was
my
just
thing.
there for the
That's-
food.
You fuck
No.
off.
No, you're not.
Mm.
But not only that, as a '98 Godzilla fan, baby, I got to see where he hugged the Chrysler Building. Saw where he died on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, where did he hug the Chrysler Building? Was that a Flatiron?
No, what?
Don't take the bait, Nick. Anyways,
Oh,
Cirrus, you're
I don't
up.
know if I
I
heard.
saw that happen in real
That's a lot of
time.
fish. That's a lot of fish. Dude, wasn't that crazy though? Like we were just like
Burger HD.
we just turned and like, oh shit, there's a Flatiron Building.
Yeah, it snuck up on us.
Yeah.
But then I remember when we went to the
The
Flatiron Building.
buildings are so intimidating in that fucking town.
We went to the Flatiron Building, and I just was like, wow, and then I turned around, I was like, oh! And it's just the fucking Empire State Building right fucking there. And I was like, oh my god. That's where King Kong died.
Yeah, and then it had that rendering error.
Yeah.
You know what though? They actually legitimately have King Kong merch all over the place. You know that weird little shop we went to see their
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
knickknacks.
The one where the guy suddenly just leapt out, and there was just a rat in there, and he was like, oh, cool, you got a new pet.
Yeah.
That dude was cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got a new pet. We were unfazed
Statue of
by it
Liberty
as
is
well.
much smaller than I expected.
We were just walking in that store like, where's the rat? You know, like I remember back when I worked at the gas station and there was a rat and someone shrieked and they had to close the entire store for 2 hours. Like, that's weak. We're combat ready. We were just like, oh hell yeah, rat, cool.
So the next,
I think-
Oh, sorry, Nick.
Yeah, go ahead. No. We could talk about New York forever. You go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say the next super chat we have is from Mr. SP again for $10. After running through Rhea Island again, I have to say it's one of the best designed islands. Certainly much better than the Kronos half. It was a fully fleshed out zone. If it was a fully fleshed out zone, it could have been great. I agree.
I think it's definitely one of those
It was
beauteous
good. I
islands.
wholeheartedly agree.
Like where the waterfall is and everything, it's really beauteous. Like there's that bit where the water's really glowing by the trees. It's a really, really pretty island. I've always loved Rhea Island, to be honest. Like, I loved the tower challenges, as it were. That shit reminded me so much of Wonder Tower from Arkham City. And just, like, the island itself, really pretty. And the music, holy fuck. Otani goes so fucking hard on the music in that stage. But, yeah.
I'm still offended that they call it an island. I'm still offended
Yeah, you can't
they were
call
like
that. You can't call that. It's about as much of an island
just chop off Kronos.
Y-
Put a little bit of water between them if you're going to do that. That's offensive.
Well, you know, if you've ever welcome back to Pup's Mod Talk. If you've ever played like the beta Kronos Island mod, it's really weird how they fuse, or how they unfuse these islands actually. Like because fucking Orenos Island was also built into Kronos, so it makes me wonder why did they go to the trouble of slicing that one off properly, but they didn't with Rhea.
Yeah, it doesn't make it, I don't know. Because I mean eventually like we see that it's you know where you take on the first Titan. So I
Yeah.
guess it's fine. I like that it's there,
But it's like they're not even trying to fucking hide it, though. Like, you go to the waterfall, and you can see the diamond in the sky, all that shit that is intrinsically Kronos. It's like, damn, you didn't even try to hide that this is just the same fucking island.
I think I think they would have just. I mean, I think it's about presentation, right? Like, I've been thinking about this for a while. It's like this would be no problem if you just presented this a little bit differently, because we know at the front of the game that there's 5 islands because they show you that there are 5 islands, and in the narrative they talk about 3 titans and they talk about 3 islands and they talk about saving 3 friends. If you had just presented it in the narrative, like, hey, we finished up on the 3rd island, and then it says. And then another thing throws up and it says like Kronos Island revisited. And then like the second half of the map opened up, then suddenly it's a much cooler experience.
That'd be some
instead of being like
because now it's a return as opposed to a fucking corporate selling point.
I mean, I think that alone, I think that would have sold a lot of the people who have been following the game at point. Not even following the game. Just like what the game shows you at the very beginning, that simple little thing showing you what you have left to do, I think should have been done away with. Or they should have hit off the last 2 little bits there.
They should have had
and people would have been
only
shut
3.
fine.
Like, because, if it was like a surprise that you've got this extra stuff to explore, everyone would have been happy, rather than that mortified feeling I had when I landed on the last island. I was like, oh boy, grass again. Daring today, aren't we?
I enjoyed seeing that stuff again, though. I had a good time there, but like, there was no elevated threat by the time we got to the last island. And when I thought, oh, that big tower was gonna be where the final Titan is hiding out, no, you have to run to the center of it, grab a Chaos
He's in
Emerald,
another grassy field.
He's just chilling out.
Not even just that. Like, there's an invisible wall between where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, and he's just sitting
Like,
there
the Titan's not even
cross-legged
there
in the
yet.
lake, just splish splosh, you know?
Is his model even there?
No.
So, like, why? Why?
Also, you know what they should have fucking done? Is, you know how, like, Eggman gets the emerald instead of having to climb the Titan? They should have let us fucking play as Eggman in the Eggmobile for that bit.
Would have lost my...
Give him
Would've
fucking
lost my
big
mind.
arms. Fucking let me play as big arms and grab the emerald off of him. You could give it
Oh, and
combat
shout out to
moves.
Legacy and Chaos. How you doing, Legacy? Good to see you here, dude.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, but like,
we gotta hurry through these super chats though, because I got a shit.
no, it's fine. Or fair enough. All right, whose turn is it?
That would be mine. I've got the Fallen Redditor with €5. Hearing the palace that was found again after so long hit me in the feels. Nostalgia overload. Hell yeah. I'm happy hearing Storybook Games music come back. And hey, maybe this time we really will find out who rocked the place.
I could live the rest of my life without hearing the Secret Rings thing.
Well, just as well it's optional then.
It's just, I still remember playing that game just that one time. I do have to properly play it.
The music was
But
fucking
just how
fire
often
for
they
that
played
game.
it drove me
Like,
great. Good. It's
Right,
good
but
music. My
it
problem was
makes you listen to the main theme too many times. Way too many times.
oh yeah, every
Way too
time
many
you beat
times.
a level, it's like... That's kind of cool, though. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard. I kind of like that.
No, it's not.
No.
No. When you're 3 hours into that game and you've done the 2-hour tutorial section that made you pop in and out of it repeatedly and you're having to listen to it over and
Anyway.
over, no, kill me.
David Crespo
Joker.
with $1.99. Sliver sweep.
Good going,
Oh, I
Sliver.
don't like slivers.
Sliver the Hedgehog. Just
Hell
a
yeah,
slimy
Sliver.
boy.
My favorite Santa character.
I'm just
Snoik
sitting
my
here
favorite
like, please don't-
Snoik.
I know it's a typo, but I hate slivers in Magic the Gathering, so I'm just sitting there like,
Are
no,
you
please
guys
don't
ready
type
for the
those
new
words.
Snoik Foibles
Next one we have is
DLC?
from. Next one we have is from Sonic.
As long as I get to play
Fan
Conquest, I'll be
1661.
fine. Yeah.
Jesus,
Burger.
knock knock, it's Cuckles.
Yeah, baby.
Sonic Fan 1661 for $2. Eggman's Meat Beat Machine.
Yeah, you get
You
it.
know how it is.
Hell yeah. That's another thing. That's a shirt waiting to happen. You see, like, I don't like just say fuck my wife on a shirt, but I'm very okay with Meat Beat Machine. or beat meat machine.
You are the least consistent
like
man
that.
I've ever met.
It's a little. It's still dirty, but it's a little more subtle, Pup. I'm just saying. There's
the
a line there.
Subtlety that made it funny. Anyways, Mr. SP Burger sends. Wait, I am up, right? Yeah. Mr. SP sends $10. I would pay to trade up Game Gear Spin Dash, Game Gear Mean Bean, and Blast for Genesis Spin Dash, Genesis Mean Bean, and 3D Blast. Or I could trade in all of those for Chaotix. Let me give you money, Sega.
Or you don't need a trade, and they just put it on there. That'd be fine too.
He's just talking about the extent. I would give myself polio to play Sonic 3D Blast again.
Would you, though? This Iron Lung says otherwise.
For God's sakes.
Burger.
Who's up next? Is it?
Give
is
us
it
Saturn
me?
3D Blast. Yeah.
Okay. XL Hedge, thank you for the $5. Please let me turn off Drop Dash and Anniversary Mode changes in Sonic 3 and Knuckles when I play Classic Mode.
Yeah, they need an actual Classic Mode. Also, no, Nick, you were up because it goes me, you.
Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah. No, I'm thrown off without Wayne and Gilly here. Yeah. So I'll get the next one.
No fuss, no muss. It's all good. Yeah, I do agree though. Like,
yeah. I 100%. We did kind of miss classic mode altogether, didn't we?
Make classic again.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Mr. Terry Chaos with 5 licks. Thank you. I miss when old Sonic compilations tried harder. Mega Collection Plus had good museum stuff, right? Rystar, Flicky, and Comic Zone. Gems had Vector Man 1 and 2. You know, I mean, that's the thing, though. I don't think throwing ROMs in is trying harder. That's why Origins really let me down, because trying harder to me was not only what I assumed when they announced it was like classic mode means you have the original games. If you want to play them this way, that's great. And then anniversary mode is like, here are the games again with the quality life improvements that we brought in from the mobile versions of the game. This is just throughout the whole game. We're cleaning this up and treating it like royalty. And this is like the definitive way to play the core games. I was fine with that. That to me is trying harder. Not just Mega Collections was never trying harder to me. It's just the ROMs.
I mean,
and that's fine. ROMs.
Throwing ROMs on top
that's
of it
my opinion, though.
Is nice. Like, I think the whole appeal was
100%.
I think the appeal was generally that they were remakes and that compensated for the lack of other games. But still, if you can add it, you know. So I do agree with Mr. Terry Chaos, but I do think the trade-off is that you get kind of updated versions of the original 4. But even then, I don't disagree. I really don't. Like, go hard, Sega. Go hard. But the alternative isn't going home.
I get the problem with the wording. I don't think. Yeah, I guess my problem is the wording. I don't think Mega Collection tried all that hard. I just think people have a lot of nostalgia for it because that's the first I played some of the games, which I respect. It's a fun collection. Just I still think of Sonic Jam when I think of like my compilations, where like everything went hard. Like the way you get to the games, and then they rebuilt the games from the ground up. I respect that level of effort when you're revisiting these games, and that was what I was expecting from Origins. And I think we talked about this 1,000 times to death. I think the people they had on there, thinking of Stealth and thinking of Ian Flynn, I think they wanted to deliver that, and they just weren't allowed to finish it. Or there was something that happened behind the scenes. I don't know.
For once, Sega is giving us a chance to finish. Hell yeah. So, Burger.
Oh my god.
Sonic Fan 1661 sends $2. Don't worry, pup. We're all tools for a physical. Yep, I feel that. I mean, the art book really does sweeten the deal with that as well. So, Nick, this time you're up after me. We're going to do this right this time. Burger.
All right, I'll read this. I'm having to catch up on some of these super chats here. All right, Mr. SP with $5. Thank you. My crazy prediction. Amy will get a super form, but it will require 14 emeralds. Amy will be given the old Tails treatment. It will take 30 years to get hyper. Damn.
Just give her a soda.
Well,
that is an interesting thing, though, right? Like, what if it is that weird middle ground? We're like, hey, we give Amy a super form, but not hyper. That's an interesting conversation.
I think the thing is we got.
I mean, at least it would-
Hyper Tails
it would-
is in the game, so give her a hyper form, man. Damn.
Yeah. You know what?
would
I'm
at
gonna
least-
say it. If Hyper's not there, throw in a fit.
If you don't have a Hyper Amy, I'm gonna buy
would-
a model boats collection. I'm gonna change my
It
hobby.
would at least make more sense.
Let Cirrus fucking talk. God damn it.
There's a delay, remember. All right. Anyways,
Anyway, it would at least make more sense canonically to be like, hey, Amy needs all of this stuff to have her super form. For the other games to be like, yeah, no, Amy doesn't go super in any of these like massive events that she's near the Chaos Emeralds for and could potentially use the super form during. Like, it would at least make more sense for them to go, oh, okay, but Amy, for one reason or another, needs all these extra steps for her super form, so we don't get it all the time. Okay, at least that would make sense to me. But
I would not be all right with that. Would not be okay with that.
women need to.
If these things
earn
not
their
canon
super
anyway,
forms.
if everyone likes to say, well, if they keep, I mean, these stupid fucking fans just keep going, well, Hyper Knuckles and Hyper Tails are not canon, then who gives a shit then?
I mean, if you've
Make
got
a non-canon
game,
Hyper Amy.
if you have a game that has Hyper Knuckles and Hyper Tails available, but no Hyper Amy, I'm claiming women's suffrage. Okay, like
I do 100%. I'm going to
Super
say
rights
like
for
you guys are
women.
just old school sexist.
I'm a hyper
Women can go
feminist.
hyper just the same as men. That's so
fucking
good.
hell.
I don't remember. I mean, you guys might help me with my memory here. Supersonic was never in the remake for CD, was he?
Yes, I think he
Not
was.
to my
wasn't he?
knowledge.
I think he was. I mean, was he in the
Hold on.
remake
Oh,
for
Chad,
one?
Chad, give me a heads up here.
I think he was in the remake for one, at least unlockable via a
Right,
cheat menu.
but they added another emerald to one.
Stop saying
Those were
but,
Chaos
dude.
Emeralds.
Keep saying
I'll
but.
say but all the love buds.
But.
That booty don't quit.
Pussy.
No, but like, if they genuinely like went to the effort saying like, no, these aren't just renamed Chaos Emeralds; these are legitimately time stones on Little Planet. I respect that. That's kind of cool.
Hey, you know.
Also,
Makes
where
sense
are
not
they?
to have-
Where are they in the canon anymore?
All right, Suris, you, as the one person that's never met this awesome dude, get the next super chat, Burker.
From Dustin Chance, thank you for the $2. I'm just here for Amy. Love the thumbnail.
We know you're here for Amy, Dustin, you dirty man.
Thanks for letting us hang out at your place yesterday.
Yeah, we
Dustin.
love you,
Miss bud.
Dustin. And Kiki. And your ma.
And his sister.
And your sister. I didn't know what the relation there was. I didn't know if that was like a... Well, anyways,
They literally they kept talking about how she's getting her own place and
yeah,
everything.
but he never said sister, did he? Oh, wait, she was the sister he was... Okay, all right. She does great
Just
crochet dolls. That's awesome. I want one. I want a pup.
I
crochet doll.
stole a crochet turtle from her and it's still sitting in my car right now.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me she was the one that made that. That's awesome. I want a crochet pup. I'm gonna commission her first chance I get.
I love that too. Thank you guys. I love that. Yeah, all right. So they did confirm time stones are just time stones. I love that. Genuinely love that. You know what? I'm a liar. I would like a time power up. That's what I want.
I mean, if we can have the Darkspine Sonic in Secret Rings, there's no reason that like game-specific MacGuffins can't give us game-specific transformations.
You know what I'd love? I want to go wild and crazy kids for a second here. I would have loved if Silver couldn't turn super, but he could with time stones. That'd be rad.
Leave Super the fuck alone.
Yeah, would
Silver.
would
His
make
name's
sense
Silver,
with this
not
character.
Super. Fuck.
yes, I love my show Dragon Ball Silver.
Fuck
My
off.
favorite.
All right. Well, anyways,
All right. Let's carry on.
yes,
Let's keep
I'm
going.
up with Black Yakuzu 94 Burger HD with $20. Says, when Sega are trying to make the series into furry Dragon Ball Z in the early 2000s, isn't it weird how that's the exact thing the dude at Mod Pizza said yesterday?
Yeah, the second time we've heard that in 24 hours. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we'll
They
tell that story in a
limited
second.
super forms because Sonic, Shadow, and Silver were the Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. That might no longer be the case, though.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what the story is there. They're very kind of close to the chest with some of these changes here. But they keep alluding to shit. That's what we're talking about, the new direction. I don't think just a joke. I think we're going to get a joke tomorrow because it's... God, tomorrow's going to be a pain in the ass.
Black
But
Yakuzu,
that aside, I do think we're going to be getting...
Does he work for Mod Pizza? Do you work for Mod Pizza, Black Yakuzu 94?
No. Yakuza's been with us for a...
Yeah,
for
I
a
know he
minute.
has, but
He
could that
doesn't
have been a hint? Could the Mod Pizza guy have been dropping a hint?
No.
Could that have been Black Yakuzu 94 all along?
No. Pup.
Stop taking
No.
the fucking bait, bro,
I will-
okay? Burger.
How are we
do it.
supposed to tell when it's a bait? I'm still confused
What?
on that.
What is it?
sometimes.
When it's, yeah, no,
Do you
I
think
am
I'm
too. Yeah,
genuinely
no.
trying to make a theory that Black Yakuza 94 and the Mod Pizza guy are the same person because they shared the same sentiment?
B theory.
You guys are so slow. I don't have this problem with my English friends. Well, anyways, I put a burger down for whichever one of you filthy Yanks wants to read it. It's Sonic Fan 1661. I think you're up, Nick.
You didn't even. Yeah, I will in a second, just so people know what we're talking about. Pup and I went to Mod Pizza yesterday,
I think it's obvious.
and the conversation. For fuck's sake! And then the conversation eventually turned into, yeah, we're YouTubers.
We're
We
kind
do
of
a
a
lot
big
of Sonic
deal.
stuff, and we work on a show together. What I love, though, and I keep saying this to people, like all the YouTubers that we've met at the shows, and like other people we kind of meet and we talk about the stuff, like everybody's got an opinion on Sonic. And there's always a conversation that pops up. Even with people that don't like Sonic, there's always a conversation that forms with the fucking hedgehog. I find that fascinating. Because the dude was just like, I'm sorry, it's just furry DBZ it's just DBZ for furries. And then he was like, I'm sorry, no, it's a hot take. I'm like, no. No, dude, we're just trying to tell him, like, yeah, dude, no, like, it's Twitter.
Bluntly, dude, I love you. I think you're
Oh,
great.
Dude, I love you. It was cool though. Those guys were really cool.
I'm
I was
not
very
gonna
sweet of them.
sugarcoat it.
It was
You're
fun
the
to-
coolest guy I've ever met. Anyways, Cirrus, you're up with Sonic
No,
Fan
man.
1661 burger.
Sonic Fan 1661, thank you for the $5. I wonder if things would massively change if Sega got away from the influence of the Sega Sammy merger, or if they would just continue the same stick. I don't know how they would get away from that influence though, because the merger's there.
I mean, I guess you
Like,
could
I
say
don't-
that maybe Sega Sammy lightened the grip. I don't know. But I don't know exactly how this works. I do know that Sega Sammy had an influence on a direction that Sonic was going in the mid-2000s and probably still do today. I don't know if, Sega Sammy have more to do with it than any of us realize. We tend to, put it on Sega of Japan because they generally hold older fashion values than Sega of America. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a very speculative one, that one.
I've heard many a times from different folks, like there's a distinct prominent change in terms of the priority of the Sonic franchise once that merger happened. So I guess what they're asking is like, hey, if Sega could still stay afloat on its own terms, would we be in this position with the franchise now? And I have to wonder, because when they did their merger, I think it was around the time Heroes was releasing, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was
definitely
around
behind
the time they
scenes-
had a definite shift in direction.
And I begin to
I mean, I
wonder-
don't know if it's just direction. I wonder if it's like priority of the franchise and its quality, and everything like that. I have to wonder. Who knows? I don't know. I've heard a lot of crazy stories about Sammy in general, and then what Sega became once they came on board. So
Get it together,
that might
Sammy,
be
you
worth.
piece of shit.
I mean, I won't get into a lot of that shit here. It's worth looking into. Let's leave it at that. It's worth looking into. 100%.
Was it a dream I forgot? Has the dream forgotten me? I begin to wonder.
Oh, for God's sakes.
It's me, isn't it? Burger.
What is Sega Sammy? It's the name. Oh yeah, they're explaining here. Sammy is Sega's parent company. Yeah, it's a merged company now.
Sammy Sega's
but
dead.
Sammy did definitely. Yeah.
It's like Warner Brothers Discovery, basically. So Webster sends 5 licks. I would cry happy tears if Super Amy has Fleetway Amy's spiked up hair. That'd be cute, wouldn't it? Like, hell yeah. Man, Webster ain't kidding.
I kind of want to push back on Austin here. Like, Sega Sammy's literally the only reason Sonic didn't die. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, one of the last games everyone was like, yeah, this fucking rocks. You sure about that, Austin? I mean, I know Yuji's kind of a dick, but, like, the series was kind of held in high regard up to that point. And then Sammy came in, and suddenly the tone shifted completely. So, I don't know. It's worth looking into. That's all I'm going to say.
So, okay, Nick, you're up with Burger.
Okay, I would cry happy tears. I wanted to see that real quick, what Webster said, because I did mention this on Twitter. I just want to mention, too, like, yeah, dude, like, if they gave Fleetway Amy hair to Super Amy, I would cry. I would be so fucking happy. Yeah, it looks great. XL Hedge with $2. The sexist super form Supreme High Robotnik.
I'm just imagining a Robotnik that's dripped out in Supreme merch and is high off of his tits on marijuana.
Oh my god.
Wasn't that the... Pup, you remember Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog better than I do. When he got the Chaos Emeralds, is that what his name was?
I think so, and he had these massive nipples.
Fuck yeah, he did.
God, I fucking
Yep,
love
there it is.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my god. Oh, that is something. And he's got the, like... Yeah, he's got the Aladdin genie body and even, like, the gauntlets, too.
And doesn't he have, like, chains on or something, or is that something I forgot?
No, he's got a gold chain with the emeralds on it.
Look, I'm not gay, all right? Like,
But
I prefer him when he's fat. I'm not gonna lie. Look, it literally says on the concept art by I think he was designed by Milton Knight, if I remember right. And it says on the concept art that their goal was to make the world's sexiest fat man in animation, and I love that. Like, the animators in the show had him popping his bubble butt 24/7, had his ass crack on display at all times. Like, they tried to make Robotnik into a form of sex symbol, and I cannot respect that enough. That's incredible to me.
I think they actually tried to.
No,
They
they did. Look at the notes. Look at the notes on the concept art. They knew what they were doing.
I did see the notes. I think they're just being
No. They were not cowards. Okay. Right. I think you are up now, sirs, with Burger HD. Sirs.
Sonic Fan 1661, thank you for...
Sorry, sirs.
It's okay. Sonic Fan 1661, thank you for the $2. They were cooking cream and cheese soup.
Oh, hell yeah.
That sounds very bad for your heart. That sounds like a lot of fat.
Calories.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the delay for us is worse than usual.
Yeah, I think it definitely is. I think there's a little growing pains with connecting to this internet again, but no fret. We're all good. We'll work through it, you know? We always do.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You don't have to call it split skis now. Please don't take the kids.
Oh my fucking god. Your turn, Pup.
Burger. Crimson Rose sends $5. I'm finally about to leave Austin after 2 months working on the railroad. Yeah, Austin shouldn't have put that crap take, man. Like, I respect you leaving him. I can't wait to go home and watch the podcast next week in peace. Oh, good for you, Crimson Rose. Hell yeah.
Let's see.
Burger.
There we go.
Burger.
Mike 1911, $4.99. Thank you. First four figures is gauging interest for a Rogue statue. Also, Stealth's Twitter
Who the fuck is
discourse
Rogue?
wasn't as bad as the recent
Rouge.
Oh, Rouge. Sorry, I don't know what I'm going with. Sorry.
Idiot.
Anyway, Stealth's Twitter discourse wasn't as bad as the recent Flynn hate and TSSC driving off. Mike, that doesn't matter. Like, we're talking about a professional who works with Sega talking shit about Sega. That's an entirely different conversation.
But the Flynn hate has been kind of ridiculous with that one psycho wishing death on Flynn so that the fans would shut up. But that's the internet.
I mean,
for
like
you.
that's just. I think that was just one person being a psycho. I think the fan base really stepped up and said, "Fuck yourself," and I'm proud of everybody for doing that. Because regardless of how you feel about his writing, that is not an okay thing to do to another human being.
People are nuts,
Or
man.
even-
But
Yep.
that's the internet for you. You know, you get everyone on the internet, and that includes the fucking psychos.
Yeah, but like, regardless of how bad you feel Stealth's discourse was in comparison to other people in the Sonic community doing whatever the hell they do, you do not do that when you're under contract with a company. That shit gets you just shit canned and blacklisted super fast. Super fast. Like the day a game releases and you get on Twitter and talk shit about the game itself,
When no one's even said anything yet because they haven't had the time.
nobody.
You did damage control before any damage was done, you crazy cat. But
It's not.
I'm glad
it's
he's
not
back.
even damage control.
I'm glad he's back.
Yeah, I'm too. But like that damages like the look of the company. That damages the look of your team. It was kind of a selfish thing, and I understand his frustration. But like, end of the day, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's good to
He's
have
at
you
least
back,
working
you
on this.
absolute nut.
Yep, absolutely. All right, sir, I think it's your turn.
Burger.
All right. This one is from Crimson Rose. Thank you for the $5. Can't wait for Sonic Frontiers Digital Deluxe Edition plus DLC.
No, I was saying to.
Uh,
Oh, did I say that on the show? Or... Yeah, I think I said it on the fucking show. Never mind. I'm not gonna make the joke again.
What?
I think I don't know if I said it on the show. Did I say about the Sonic Origins Plus Digital Deluxe Game of the Year edition on the show?
No, I think that was in Walmart.
Oh right, okay, yeah. I was like, yeah. Then you get Knuckles Chaotix, and you get a little Sonic.
Maybe it was
keychain.
earlier. I don't remember.
I think it was in here. I'm not sure.
Oh god, I think it started off in live action, and then moved on to the show. It was wild.
It's crazy how we refer
Wish
to
Wayne
just
was here. He'd tell
everyday
us.
life right now as live action. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, we're sad. Boat NB with $2.
Wait, I haven't burgered yet. Burger.
There we go.
Rugger.
Can I have Wayne's burger since he isn't here? Nobody can have Wayne's burger except for Wayne. It'll sit there and rot until he comes home.
Well, hold your horses, Nick. Unless you want to donate like 100 or something, then you can have Wayne's burger.
No, don't do that to Boat. We love Boat. Don't do that.
No, Boat. Pay up.
No, somebody
Yeah,
else can
no,
donate
I-
$100
we
to
got-
take the
no,
burger.
No. We could. I do genuinely want us to be a little bit more careful with those kind of jokes because I do worry that some of our fan base might take that a little bit more seriously, and I'll make sure everybody's financially stable before
I mean,
they.
also, I
pitch
trust
into
Boat
us.
to get the.
I don't-
Boat gets it.
I know. I'm just saying. In general, we're not a mobile game. I'm just saying.
Yes, we the fuck are. Sunset
God.
Shadow Legends.
Hey, have you heard of the great new game?
I mean, let's be real. If Shadow Legends brought in Shadow, we would all probably.
Oh my god, I've just had an idea for an
Probably
artwork
pitch
to go on the Twitter. Raid Sunset Legends. Fuck, no. Sunset Shadow Legends. And you have Shadow the hit. Fuck it, I don't want to do it. Fuck off. Never mind. Not good enough.
Stop! You don't need to put our branding in there. Just Shadow Legends with Shadow is
No,
is
just
plenty good.
shut the fuck. Leave me alone. Sonic 4 Episode 1.
Sir, this is your turn.
Ozjam H, thank you very much for the $2 annual sleep deprived gamer juice donation.
He loves his cars. He loves his cars.
What?
I was about to say he loves his gamer juice, but I just decided to go full smiling friends with it.
Okay.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
we got another one. Okay.
We got a
Pingus!
few more. Yeah.
All right, so Crimson Rose sends two. I want to come up with a funny name for dollars since you do that with pounds. 2 slices of pizza. Hey, pup, do you ever wonder why we're here? Dude, like, I have existential crises all the time. I'm always having an existential crises.
No, he's wondering why we're here on this train.
What are we even fighting for?
Find the
Make
truth
a
of
next
who
one
I'm
here.
meant to become.
Oh, I was just going full red versus
What are we
blue.
even doing here? What are we even fighting? That's fine.
I don't watch that nerd shit.
The only
Cyrus.
things I
Fuck
know,
off.
I
Give me your burger
learned
money.
from media.
Anyways,
Oh my God. Sonic fan 1661 with $2. That's it, pup. I'm taking the kids. I've had enough.
good, take them. I didn't want
Who are the
kids
kids?
anyway. Fucking hate
Who are the
kids.
Sunset Children? Who have we? Who have we?
The
birthed?
children
Who
of
have
the
we-
sunset, they yearn for the mines.
Oh my God. Cirrus!
What?
Fucking
Burger
talk,
HD.
talk to people.
No. Fine. OzJam H, thank you very much for the. Thank you very much for the $2. Timestone Super Amy actually makes the game time over. It does time out now.
Oh,
It
that's,
does
that's
finally
going to
time
be the
out.
ultimate question. Will plus timeout.
Probably not.
You know, Frontiers
The
doesn't
cowards.
time out.
Yeah, but you know the game wasn't built around that
Well,
very
you want to
specific
know?
thing.
Well,
so.
it gets to 59 minutes and then stops. But you want to know a funny fact? Sonic fucking Forces times out. You have an hour to play those levels. Imagine timing out on Sonic Forces. What the hell is wrong with you?
That is very weird. That's incredibly weird.
Like, I feel like 5 minutes should be the timeout period for Forces.
I didn't even know it did that. That's very okay. Sure. It's making perfect sense. Sonic Forces as per
Forces
usual.
is the best modern Sonic game. Unlike in Sonic Frontiers, you cannot walk around a loop-de-loop.
Oh, you're up next, Bob.
So, OzJamH sends 2 sluts, okay? And says, I paid for the Channel Pup Cirrus skin. Now, the question is, does that give Cirrus a Channel Pup skin or me a Cirrus skin? Because I'm hoping Cirrus gets a Channel Pup skin because I don't have titties.
I would
can't-
assume so.
I cannot rock the outfit that Cirrus's fucking avatar does.
I would assume it's this titty nightmare that Cirrus always
This
has,
fucking
except it's like in a
abomination
red
right here.
this red jacket with like a red hood and like little pup ears coming out of the side or
You
something
do
like
not
that.
fucking zip that thing down either. It's going to cover your chest. You have to accept it.
Hey, Cirrus, what's the canonical price to make you say you ain't kidding?
That $1?
All right, let's get $1 in.
$1?
Anyone get $1 in to get Cirrus to say you ain't kidding?
Come on, let's hear it.
I love
Let's do
how
it.
Nick, your dog Ghost taught me my catchphrase. That's awesome.
Just by looking at you.
It's just you can tell that's what he's thinking. He ain't kidding.
He's
Channel
just
Pup
not kidding.
titties.
I'm so happy to be reunited with Ghost. He is perfect.
Sonic fan 1661 for $2 says just switch Pup and Cirrus's head.
I don't want this. I feel like Cirrus is getting a better deal than I am.
You ain't kidding.
Hell yeah.
Crimson Rose, $2. Yes, Cirrus cut the reference.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, oh wow! Holy cow! Thank you guys. Oh my gosh, we might have to cut off the super chats here pretty soon. Gosh, let's see. Should I just read these other two real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do what must be done.
OzJamH for $2. Thank you. No, it's you, Mutt. Get the chest out.
Oh no, but I can't do that. I don't have that. I just
Xavier, you don't tell us when the cutoff is. All right, buddy.
Xavier farting.
It's tax season. All right. Your boy's been stressing. I gotta get that done this weekend. Our Paul Jamal.
Hell yeah.
Good to see you, bud. Happy Bee Theory, Milk Bro Forever, Nick X Sally, Winky Face.
I've missed our
You ain't
pal
kidding.
Jamal. Wait, did he say you ain't kidding?
But no, I
did.
You did?
He
Yeah,
did.
when Pup said
Yeah,
that
I
he
heard
he
when
thought he was
Cirrus-
getting the shit into the dill. Yeah.
Yeah, Cirrus said it. Alright, so are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done. I
You
think
know
this
what
is a good
that
show.
means.
Heavy is Stevie. Heavy is the chest that bears the tits. You ain't built for it, bud.
Jesus Christ. She's right.
Absolutely amazing. All right. Well, guys, with that, I think it's time to close up shop. We're done with the super chats for today. Thank you all so much for your generosity. And thank you all so much for joining us today. What are you doing?
Mr. fucking Skeleton. Who we met in New York, by the way. We met the real Skeleton.
We did. Yeah, we did have a run-in with our skeleton friend. Did you post that picture?
I haven't yet.
There we go. So is there going to be an arcade later today? Let's see how things go. I at the very least, I have got shit to get done. Just a spoiler alert for everybody. Patrons are getting a new video in like whenever it's done uploading, and hopefully everybody else does later today. We'll see how that goes. But we have one more Mecha March Madness video for everybody. I might extend it out. There's a couple of other robots I really wanted to talk to. Otherwise, 4 videos is pretty good for a month. But yeah, that's going on with me. Pup, what are you doing?
Well, okay, so we got a lot coming. Today I'm going to be working on a actual video going much deeper into my thoughts on the Sonic DLC as well as Sonic Origins Plus. I'm going to go a little further than I did today. But as well as that, we are rebooting Spider-Man's retrospective series that I did in 2019. I did like a little retrospective on the Spider-Man movies. Those videos were absolute dookie. They're gone. You can't watch them, so fuck off. But there are going to be remakes of them, and they're going to be bigger, better, not absolute dookie, and I can't wait for all those Spider-Man fans to see it. As well as that, I am working on the next episode of Sunset City Adventure, Sunset City Go to Portland, but we've also got recorded Sunset City Go to PAX, Sunset City Go to Boston. So you'll see our adventures with such, friends as we have at these events, as we feed pigeons, try to get them to go on a skateboard, and we interview some indie game devs. So lots to look forward to. I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah.
Serious.
The only thing that's really in the works for me right now is me and Smacko are working on a fun little project of me just voicing over literal random shit in my Eggman voice and Smacko putting it to animatic. Past that, I'm probably going to start working on the next What If, but it's not going to be What If on Sonic Battle or 06, though the 06 story is in the works as well. I'm going to actually try to get some of the loose threads that I left over from the Shadow the Hedgehog story tied up, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit. It's going to take a little bit for those to get done.
All right. Well, all that said, I gotta poop.
No, I gotta poop.
Same.
Bye.
I'll be the one who poops.
I have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah, well, I want to use the one you're using. Also, episode 100 is going to be a clip show. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. I really do have